Bada boom. And it looks like we are in the business, my friend.
We're in business?
Oh, we're in the business. We
Oh,
got
hell yeah.
the pod fired up. Beautiful Friday here in quarantine.
I put the camera to be able to see you there.
All right.
I mean, you can sit there if you want.
No, it's fine. I thought that was because the poster was on there, so I wasn't sure if it was.
I'm trying to make a professional here. But I don't can't hear myself speak.
Oh, you can't hear yourself through the headphones? Can you hear like?
I can't hear myself.
Well, you can hear when it's played
I can hear
back.
myself, but it sounds like when you're deaf. Probably is what deaf is.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, here, wait, say something real quick.
Suck a dick, shorty.
He knew. Yeah, I mean, when we talk, this is spiking up,
Whatever.
so we're both we both got it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, this is better. You want to smoke some weed?
Oh, let's do it, man.
I mean, some synthetic weed. This is a prop.
Yeah, this is actually all. Everything on here is a prop. It's fake. What's it?
Yeah, lighter.
Everything on here. It's funny. Did you This part might be like, I don't know if this would be interesting, but because I think it was, I don't know, like on the YouTube video for the second podcast we did, there's someone who made a comment that was like, because you can timestamp them, so the comment is like, 19 minutes 20 seconds, and the guy's like, damn, are you guys okay? And I'm like, excellent. That means not only did someone listen to the podcast, they made it at least 19 minutes and 20 seconds. I mean, it's like 2 hours, but I was like, what happened at 19:20? And so I jumped to like 19 minutes 20 seconds, and I just hear like one of us like, I'm like, oh, we were clearly smoking weed. Like, funny ass shit though. Just adjust itself now too.
So I got the water, so I wouldn't cough.
Well, it's funny because like when we talk, the spikes on the audio are kind of bigger than like that tiny one. It's just like the bubble. Damn, remember my dad got, like, I don't know if he knew what I was doing. I remember my dad got pissed at me because I forget if I was in like high school or something, but I had like a cell phone. I recorded my voice message, and like the gag, what I was doing on purpose was literally the voicemail was like 2 minutes long, so like you would have to listen. But it was just like, haha. Yeah, it's like, yo, what's up? This is Greg. I'm here. Oh, hold on 1 second. Then you just hear like bubbling and a bong rip, and it's like, what up? Like, it's Greg. He wasn't mad about the weed smoking, but I don't know if he knew what it was. But he's like, but he was super pissed about the it taking 2 minutes for him to leave a message. He was not a patient man.
I did the same thing on my voicemail growing up. I did the like, hello, hey, what's up? And then they just talk for a little bit, and I'll be like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear none of what you just said.
You did the like, hey, what's up? Yeah, this is a bit. I'm not here.
Yeah, no, I used to do. I used to answer as Elmo. You know what's crazy? I know I hit puberty because I can't do the Elmo voice no more.
Really?
Can you do Elmo?
Close,
yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm
voiced by a large 7-foot tall man.
Yeah, I can't do it. Elmo knows where you live.
That's a little, yeah. I think mine's more Mickey Mouse. Haha.
Yeah, definitely more Mickey. Yeah. But I can't go high like that no more.
I mean, it's because my penis and balls are tiny as shit. Just tiny as hell, dog.
Well, they say that's a side effect of all the...
But because I'm not I think like... I've always practiced voices and I'm really good. Like, I'm not saying I'm the greatest voice guy, but like, I'm not really good at anything else. So I kind of.
I feel you, man.
Yeah. It's funny because I used to think I was so special because I can do pretty good. Wow.
Meatwad is easy.
Yeah, it turns out everyone can do Meatwad.
Everyone can do Meatwad.
Yeah. I heard some podcasts once where like all 3 hosts are just like doing competing Meatwads, and I was like, damn, I'm actually not.
Yeah. You know who's a hard one to do that people can't do? Is
Joey Diaz.
Nah, that's another easy one. You know what's a hard one? Homer. Homer's a hard one.
I've been trying to do Homer for like a year and a half.
Castellaneta is pretty good, man.
Because like I'm not able to do it yet, but my link, because I watched an interview of him, because like Homer's voice is way different in season 1. He said in season 1 he's just doing an impression of Walter Matthau, but eventually he had to change it because like the joke of Homer is like how quickly his emotions change from like I'm sad to like woohoo, like so he had to like change the voice to make it, but like. I'm trying to have those 2 pieces of information to help me find how to do it. Like, start with the Walter Matthau, son, but then somehow go like, no. Well, because I feel like I can do the extreme. Like a lot of people can be like, "Don't," or like,
Well, I feel
"Woo!"
like, yeah, I feel like
those are
that's what you gotta do, right? You gotta use those to like be able to get into.
Doing him talking though is like the hard. Like getting like the the noises is fine, but getting him to be like, "Son, I gotta have a talk
Have
to
you
you."
ever?
Like I can only do it as the season 1 Homer.
Have you ever seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No.
Well, there's this guy on there. I don't know the actor's name, but he plays Captain Holt, and he's like a no nonsense, gay, black, like captain. Not Terry Crews. I forgot the name of the actor, and he does this thing where he speaks very low, and he does this, and it sounds almost like Barack Obama. I was able to do like Barack Obama from it the other day because I was doing it, and he was like, he does this thing where it's like. And it's like that Obama that like they're processing how to say the word so they can say it correctly every time. So they're like there's that
let me be clear.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's imperative as an American people we strive for greatness.
Yeah,
and like this guy.
Because the pitch isn't perfect, but you got the Obama cadence down.
Yeah, it's still like. But I also kind of stole it from Key and Peele. No, but I was trying to say I was able to do Captain Holt because of it. Because he does the same exact thing. He's a cop who's like super serious. You can never tell if he's like happy. And it's like, can't you tell? I'm very happy. And it's like, you don't look happy. Like, I am. And it's like almost out of Barack Obama. I don't know. I feel like.
Yeah, because even Barack Obama's got an angry look on his face. And let me tell you, we're going to be doing this. Like, so he sounds stern but never angry. It's funny that it's too bad we didn't save because the best bit of the last episode is what we were doing, like what happened if Joey Diaz ran against Manny Pacquiao in the primary.
Yeah.
Then we just open this one with more impressions.
That was good.
I'm not gonna do it. That was hilarious.
For Joey Diaz, let me just get some water in my voice. Listen, dog. You gotta make your throat fucking scummier, dog. Like, you got fucking jizz goggling back there, dog. Like, you know what?
I'm gonna let him hear that. Well, the Diaz thing's funny because you do the voice well, but it's also you have the formula down. Because what was your formula? You're like you start a story. You're like so. The
you gotta have specific dates. Yeah. Very specific like.
And here's
details.
why I remember.
This is why I remember because it was a very like peculiar, weird thing that only I would notice because I'm fucking weird like that. But he would like
I'm cagey.
Dog, cagey, dog. Fucking toenails, dog. Doing fucking paints pink, dog.
But it just kind of like it reminds me of the author David Sedaris, all this he's this guy who just writes little books of little short anecdotes have happened to him. At a certain point, I'm like, these have to be made up. There's no way something interesting happens to you every day. Nothing interesting ever happens to me, and I'm always trying to get into trouble.
Have you ever seen? I think we talked about this before, because I probably have brought it up before. But 24/7, the HBO boxing docuseries.
You have told me about it.
They have Liev Schreiber as the narrator, who's amazing.
You did tell me, yeah.
And they always do this thing where where it's always these two epic legendary fighters, and it's always just the most ridiculous backstories. In a world filled with nothing but rape. Comes a man who came out of the Starbucks factory in Yuchang, China, where he learned to carry his mother 50 yards every single day just to feed her water. It was always some ridiculous thing.
Here we have a young Filipino fighter. Yeah. He was raised by mud.
And
his mother was a rock.
In a world where his mother is a rock, and he was raised by mud, there comes a time in the life of every single man where he must make his decision.
His mother being I can't do Liev Schreiber out of it, but his mother being a stray dog that was raped by an ape.
I'm doing all my impressions of that right now.
Big ass Sanchez. Box.
That's a great nickname. Big ass Sanchez.
Weighing in at 197 pounds, 47 of it is Big Ass.
Yeah, I think if you're the announcer and you're announcing a guy named Big Ass, you have to give some sort of anecdote where it's weighing in at 258 pounds. Yeah. They don't call him Big Ass for nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your cheeks together for the one, the only, Joey Big Ass Sanchez.
With the tiniest hands and the biggest nuts in the sport, we welcome Jose El Milano Nutso I reversed the nickname.
No, don't doubt yourself, man.
You're right. I should have just plowed through
I
it.
was gonna say,
Should have plowed through
they
it.
don't have the like. They always go sophisticated and deep and loud and like with voices for announcers. They should have the opposite. They should do like
Just have Mike Tyson.
from
Nebraska. That would be. Ha weighing in at 219 pounds. Ha
Yeah, wouldn't that be hilarious? And you were like, what the fuck? They have a microphone, so it'll be loud enough for everybody to hear. Like, that's the challenge, right? Like, can everybody hear? Yeah, you're a squeaky fucking moron, but we can hear you.
Because it's not because I should get into it because I like it when we do it, but I never really like watch boxing. But like is Mills Lane's nuts? No, he's like a TV judge now or some shit. Right?
I don't know what he does, but he used to be. I think he's more famous from Celebrity
Deathmatch.
Hey, let's get it on. Well, I want a nice clean fight. No biting, no kicking. Now let's get it on. I'm warning you, Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, like I remember they did one with like it was like Stone Cold Steve Austin versus someone else, and it's like he actually fights in the ring. Like that doesn't seem.
I feel like that show would have been great if they would have kept it going without the claymation.
Hire Jerry Seinfeld to get suplexed by Kramer,
or like animated in a different style. Like it doesn't have to be animation. It doesn't have to be claymation. I feel like that show was great because of what it was. It was like the weird fucking fights between celebrities, how you think they would go, or how like these MTV writers think they would go. It's pretty hilarious. But I feel like claymation was kind of like this weird late '90s thing, right? Where, remember the raisins, the California raisins?
Well, all art, but like all art, including animation, comes in like there's like periods and waves and shit. Like I know what you're talking about though. Like late '90s, there's a bunch of claymation shit.
You know what I mean? Or do some dope ass claymation with like technology from today.
Just hire the Ren and Stimpy guy, best animator of all time. Just have him suplex the guy, but to the Ren and Stimpy. The only one I remember.
You're trying to kill me, man.
Man, those ones. Man, because that guy does Stimpy. There's a voice. That's the guy from like Futurama who does like every single voice.
I just remember that voice. I remember Ren and Stimpy, and I remember not watching it, but watching it. But I was gonna say I remember it mostly from The Simpsons, where they're watching it on TV. That's what he says, like, "You're trying to kill me, man." He's like, "Hey, Ren, I made you a nice soup salad." And it's like toenails and clippings and like my teeth and my beard. Like, you're trying to kill me, man.
And honestly, the thing is because I was a big fan of it. Ren and Stimpy's fresh in my mind because my buddy and I on Christmas Eve just got high and watched like 10 Ren and Stimpy's. But like that Simpsons, indistinguishable from an actual, but indistinguishable from an actual Ren and Stimpy. Like you could like if you didn't know like if you watched that and then you would think they just took a clip for like that's exactly what it is.
I always felt like
it's hairball and bile soup, right?
It was always like
the same thing.
The like imbalance between the relationship.
Yeah.
It's like one guy is obviously like a little bit more high strung than the other guy. The other guy is obviously a moron. I always think like when you get people like I always feel bad for Hank Hill because I'm like he was right most of the time.
Yeah.
Like these people are being ridiculous. Have you seen the one where he has to go to anger management?
No.
Because he cuts off Dale's finger. It's because Dale's being an asshole and he like puts his finger too close to the machine and cuts it off. And then, like, Dale's digging tunnels under each of their houses so they can connect underground. And, like, the houses collapse and Hank collapses. So he gets really angry at Dale. And they're like, oh, this guy has to go to anger. But he's right. Fucking Dale's a fucking moron. So I feel like it's kind of the same thing with Ren and Stimpy. He's like, you guys, like, this guy's a fucking moron. This guy should be in jail. like, right? That's the cartoon, right? That's the caricature of, like, look how silly this guy is.
Dude, King, like... My favorite one is the fire when they become volunteer firefighters.
That was a great episode.
I think my favorite scene in the whole series is that one where like it's Boomhauer recounting his version of it when like Hank's just like I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna dang old kick ass man and, like Bill's just like I'm gonna dang old burn my hot pocket and then it just cuts to Boomhauer and he's like hey you guys I'm trying to read here like everyone else is talking in his super
they should have given them like an English like British RP, like really proper. Like,
give him like this the top hat and mustache like kind of thing.
Yeah.
I do believe we shall be sitting at tea, boy. I'm trying to read here this Dawn article about.
You are being ridiculous. Sit down immediately. You gotta hit those consonants hard. Immediately.
Yeah, very like.
Suck my cock. I was a little bit more cockney.
Well, English people hate to fuck, so they'd never say it. Well, the wasps anyway, not the cockneys probably. The pro.
How many wasps? I feel like the numbers of wasps have reduced significantly, right?
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, older one. I mean, they might have a lot of kids. I mean, who knows?
I just feel like that's what happens.
Like, they project. God, that seems so long ago, but didn't they project like 2030 or something that like
Well, the ecosystem
Hispanics
so
would be the
now.
majority in America unless like.
You're talking about different wasps.
No, I'm not talking about. Oh, you mean like that? Oh, I just meant white people. The white people are going down, man. That's what I'm saying.
I originally meant wasps, and then I was trying to be.
You're trying to do a joke, which I should have picked up on since this is a comedy podcast, and not like a remembering remembering sitcom.
This is clearly a vocabulary podcast.
Yeah.
Today's word is initiate. You know what initiate means?
To enter, to gain membership into something.
Mm-mm.
Oh, to whip a guy's ass. No, it means blood in, blood out. You know what I'm saying?
Nope. It actually means like to go and eat shit. She ate. She, like her, shit ate. The shit she ate.
Alright, I'll give it to you.
No, don't. Those are terrible, man. I feel like right now we're a little rocky. This boat is kind of, struggling to get going, but.
No, it's good. I haven't smoked in like a week, so I'm gonna get high as fuck.
Yeah, let's keep smoking. That's what we should do. Just smoke more weed.
I mean, do you think that'll be the solution? Honestly, we got some good impressions. Listen, all right, we're gonna fire it up. We're gonna get some fucking good bits going. This is gonna be great. I just need. Here we go. I
definitely don't think we should be like shitting on our own podcast. I think that's probably bad. I think we have to have more confidence in our. Well, it's me problem. You're doing great, Greg. You're doing awesome. I'm sorry to shit on this group effort. That's obviously like.
No, you're doing good too. Listen. Rocky couple of minutes, but we're back, baby.
No, but it wasn't Rocky, right? It was
the
amazing.
Before that
was the greatest 4 minutes I think I've ever been on the air.
And you know what? I agree. Me too.
If I'm being honest, I'm a little like paranoid or nervous because I feel like the landlord could see me smoking like the bong, and I
like
feel
through this like open window.
Yeah, this giant open window. No, but I left it open because I thought it was a nice backdrop for like our podcast.
Actually, it is a nice backdrop too.
You know,
we got Lake Revere.
Like we don't have fucking a boar's head like fucking Joe Rogan, but I got fucking we got fucking Lake Washington right there, man. On the other side,
if I can learn to recruit. Oh, go ahead,
on the other side of that, I think Russell Wilson lives. That's like Mercer. Mercer, that's where like all the rich people.
Oh yeah,
they have to live in Seattle. Live.
Well, because I was only there that one time. Remember we went because Mara wanted that piece of furniture. Remember, like we helped Mara move a couch from like Mercer Island to like her crib in the. It was where you lived in the U district. Remember?
That's right. Yeah. Shout out to Mara and to my emerging artist.
That's the only. I think that's the only time I've ever been to Mercer. Which is funny because she got that couch from the one guy, like the one poor guy in Mercer. Like that seemed to be the like every other house in Mercer was a mansion. This guy lived in some like apartment. Like. I shouldn't shit on him. He seemed like a nice guy. He gave her the
come get this,
yeah? Yeah, Jamie, will you come get this? Sorry, Greg. You've only programmed me to download gay pornography.
Okay. What we're talking about? Yeah, man, immigrants. I think, we shouldn't let them leave their house right now. I think they should all be just kept at home.
All right.
Nobody should be allowed to interact with them.
I'm down with that.
You see, I feel like
Wait, I was only half listening. What?
You're down with that, right? You're not down with that, Greg?
Yeah, of course. I'm down with that.
I just feel like immigrants right now, they are like, they can really contribute to like the collapse of, pretty much the human race. I mean,
what has your dad been up to since? Is he still working during quarantine?
Oh yeah, my dad's working for sure. He's an essential worker. He really is though. He's
like a carpenter though, I thought, right?
No, my dad is actually a heart surgeon who only operates on COVID patients.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I would honestly say that's not an essential worker.
He's no, his schedule. I'm just kidding. My dad's a truck driver.
All right.
My dad's a truck driver. Look at they're essential, right? They like deliver toilet paper on the.
Yeah, truck drivers are probably one of the most essential. Like that's a supplier you just get.
Yeah, no, but he's also an immigrant. That way you brought him up.
Well, anyway. I should have waited till you finished the bit and then brought up you were an immigrant because I was trying to extend it because you'd complain about immigrants, then I'd point out you were an immigrant and then you would deny it. I should have waited longer. It was meant to be part of the.
It's okay.
I was trying to help that build.
No apologies. This is the No Apologies podcast. We should rename it. From now on, it's called the No Apologies podcast.
Like, Mitt Romney might sue us. There's the name of his book.
No apologies.
Yeah.
No, fuck that guy. Mitt Romney is a fucking stupid leather skin robot.
Yeah, he's like Mormon weirdo and shit. Although I don't think you can copyright titles, so we could actually call it. No.
Phone ringer.
Oh, all right. I thought that was the landlord ringing the doorbell to yell at us for smoking. I was so scared. Here, I'll hit the pause on this bad boy. Here we go. So I gotta say, the rainier backdrop is nice for the video, but also Russell Wilson lives on the other side of the.
I think I heard that, and it's probably right, but I'm also making it up, and I'm probably wrong.
Alright, I mean, Mercer Island's full of rich people.
Yeah, that's definitely Mercer Island. I think Bill Gates lives over there too.
Oh yeah, dude, I've seen.
Maybe he lives in Kirkland.
I've seen Paul Allen's house, and I think I've seen Bill Gates' house, and it's weird because or no, like I was near, but Bill Gates' house kind of looks exactly like it looks like something from a comic book movie where it's like it's like a building, but there's a bunch of it underground, and like it's like a supervillain layer. It's literally like some like.
I can see that.
It's crazy, dude.
Well, his whole thing right now is like the Bill Gates and Melinda and Charlie Foundation, right?
Yeah. To teach kids to slam dunk.
Well, I feel like also to like build houses into the ground. So it's like, well, don't take up any space in the air. You got to build houses in the ground. Elon Musk is on that trip too, right? He wanted to build tunnels in Los Angeles.
No.
For like transportation. Their whole
one car thing, right?
So what is it?
Wasn't it like an underground thing where it's like one car? Like it was.
I don't know, he was trying to do it. Yeah.
It was supposed to transport one person at a time, which like if I could point out,
that'd be cool.
But it's like you get in a car, but that's the opposite of the point of mass transit, though, right? Like you're supposed to get as many people, like with the lowest amount of fuel.
What if you do a bunch of them and it's really fast? What if you can get like 100 people in like a minute?
Oh, I mean, but he was talking about like literally one person getting on a thing and it like.
No, I'm saying one person. So you get on one person, one person, take turns. But you can get like 100 in a minute. It's so efficient and so done.
No, I mean, unless it's the tubes from Futurama, I don't know if it'd be that efficient.
That's the hard part. That's why you need the greatest engineers in the world. I'm not one of them.
Which Elon Musk will hire.
No, he will do it himself. He is the greatest engineer in the world, probably, right? I don't know.
No, he made his money. He owned PayPal and then sold it.
Yeah, but he's
like Steve Jobs. He just knows people who to hire. Like he doesn't invent.
No, yeah, he does. He's an actual like some sort of mechanical engineer, right?
I didn't think so, but to be fair, I don't know that much about it. I know he got his money selling PayPal, but I know nothing else about him.
Yeah, we should look this up. Jamie, look this up.
Yeah, we'll hit it up.
Anyways, I do think that he's some sort of like genius in that sense. That makes him like.
I mean, the guy is a billionaire, so he clearly knows more than I fucking do. Elon Musk is an engineer, industrial designer. You got me. Although I want to look at education because I'm curious, or rather, I'm sorry, Jamie.
He probably went to like a school in Prague or some shit.
Must pretend. Oh, that's right. I forgot he's South African too, because that's why these are universities.
South Africa. I thought he was from Europe or something.
Yeah, but like Musk attended the University of Pretoria for 5 months. Once in Canada. All right, like that's why these are schools I've never fucking heard of.
I mean, how?
He entered Queen's University in 1989, avoiding mandatory service in the South African military.
Okay, good move. Go to college, not in war.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
genius.
Like I don't want to, because I want to be pro the guy, but like, because people always try to nail Donald Trump for being like, oh, did you know he got out of going to Vietnam because you had bone spurs? And it's like, that's maybe the most human thing. I wouldn't want to do that. Like, obviously he got out of it because he's rich, but like, I wouldn't. Yeah, Trump did it. That's the most human. Like, I wouldn't do that shit. I wouldn't. Like, God.
Trump's choice was more coward, right? More cowardice.
Yeah, I am a coward. You think
right? I want to go to then you're a coward. Where I feel like Elon Musk is not being a coward. He's like going to like college. That's pretty good, right? Like if you're getting an education, but that's a valid excuse not to go to war.
I would say the two aren't mutually exclusive, though. Like. I'm not saying he's more valuable as a mind than he is in the army, but like
I think he is.
But I mean, he must have been like. He's probably afraid of going to the army. Everyone's afraid.
Everybody's afraid.
That's what I mean. Like I'm just saying the two are mutual. Like he's much better off.
I'm saying.
I don't blame anybody for being afraid. I don't do that shit. My family's in the Air Force.
I'm saying you save the smart guy
Yeah.
So he can tell the lughead who to shoot and how to shoot and how to like be the best shooter. So then we're the best country. I don't know. I just
But
feel
it's
like
also, if he's a nerd, he's not gonna be good in the military. He's gonna be picking up the gun and like dropping it and being like, "Oh, I better build a robot to do this for me." You know.
you know what's a cool thing? Oh, that's why I've been having shit on my. I just had a gross realization.
What, like,
Cause my arms and shit have been and like my hand has been kind of like red. I'm like, why do I have like red?
keep rubbing it against your stubble?
Because I keep rubbing it against my stubble to scratch myself, and it's like.
Did you use your finger?
No, this feels
trying to
way
give
better.
you advice.
This is like a cat. I'm like a fucking cat.
You're gonna start doing like Baloo the bear, like rubbing your back against a tree.
I got the herpes in my ass.
People just walking by like, why is that fat guy nude rubbing up against a tree? I've got the bear herpes, ain't just sirens running.
Forget about my pimples and my warts. Yeah, man. I got a gross disease, I do. A fucking nasty disease, I do. It'll kill you if you even touch my butt. Yeah, man.
Like a kid like swinging around with you, like it's the herpes.
It's like the missing kid has been missing for like weeks.
Yeah.
He's like a fucking Amber Alert's gone out, and he's like in the woods with me, just fucking singing terrible song.
Yeah, you're like, I'm a bear. I'm not. None of you humans are supposed to be here. The park's closed in Seattle.
I'm not gonna eat you right now, but if you keep following me.
Listen, he's my son now.
That was essentially what that movie was, right? It was this fucking kid lost in the goddamn woods, and a fucking bear finds him.
Well, because the panther raised him, but Baloo, all all the animals, I think, like.
Oh, the panther raised him?
I think the panther or was it the monkey?
I'd rather be raised by a panther. Teach me how to be a killer. Apex
But like
predator.
Baloo was his boy, and Baloo didn't want him to leave the jungle.
Yeah, see, Baloo was selfish.
Yeah,
because he's a bear. Baloo's like, nah, bro, just chill here, hit the bong, fucking be dope. And he's like, bro, I'm a human. I can't live here. This fucking snake's trying to eat me all day.
Well, because they're trying to sneak him out because the tiger wants to kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, tiger's trying to eat me. My dad is a panther.
Like,
I gotta go. Yeah, Baloo's like, nah, bro. Don't you like, I got like the bare necessities here.
Yeah, dude.
We got some cold
The
beer.
bare necessities, he just whips out his penis.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't have taken
I love it. No,
but do you remember at the end of that movie? Because Mowgli wants to stay in the jungle. It's the panther that wants to get him out. And the end of the movie,
panther is being smart.
Yeah, but the end of the Mowgli leaves the jungle finally because he wants pussy. Do you remember he's like by the gate, and there's that girl who comes out to get water, and he thinks she's cute, and he follows her to the village.
He's immediately forgot his family, which is usually what happens in real life, right? Like your family is your whole thing, and then you meet a girl like, fuck my mom, she's a bitch. Yeah, baby, you're right. I'll never see that woman again. Right? Because then they give you that
you should write one of those Steve Harvey books that's like the guide to making your wife your mother. One of those like relationship advice.
That's what it says right there in the car. Right there.
What was his book like? The Women's Guide to Thinking.
I'm bald and I got a mustache.
That like
my suits are flashier than my comedy.
I will kind of
funny. I
disagree.
love Steve Harvey.
I was gonna say
I
that
take
guy.
it back. I'm in no way, shape, or form saying that Steve Harvey is not a funny comedian. I love Steve Harvey. He's a funny
honestly,
man.
Cat Williams probably number one.
That's a good choice.
I think that would be my but just maybe I think the great.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, we
pimping.
got jobs, Michael.
I remember that bit he used to do about everybody having a 300C with the Bentley grill. You ever see those people?
No.
There's a bunch of people who buy Chrysler 300s.
Yeah.
The Chrysler car.
Yeah.
And they put a Bentley grill on the front, so it kind of looks like a Bentley because it's like almost the same kind of body style.
Oh yeah,
And then he has this bit when he's like, "You ever see those guys driving around in 300C in a Bentley until one pull up right next to you? Like, oh no, I don't even gotta be on this street. I'm leaving. He's like, oh no." He was great, man.
I mean, probably the greatest comedian, sweating.
You see his Jacksonville, Live from Jacksonville.
Oh,
special.
God, yeah.
It's so good. He's like, everything's a hood in Jacksonville.
But the thing is, too, I don't know, because I've never seen him live or anything, but, that must just be what he says in every town. I'm here in Hotlanta. You know what I like about Hotlanta? It's
oh, yeah, you got to do some crowd work. I'm sure
but just for your special, to just do crowd work.
Yeah, he did a whole special on just Jacksonville jokes that nobody else can relate to. Think about that. He sold Jacksonville to people who've never been to Jacksonville. Like, I've never been to Jacksonville.
No, I love
Obviously, I know that's like some generalization and it's not the reality of it. But the truth is, I feel like he's probably like on par with what it might be.
Next
Therefore, it's hilarious to me. And I've never even been to Jacksonville.
next vacation, we go to Jacksonville and we just walk down the sidewalks doing all the Jacksonville.
Driving 300 C's of Bentley grills on them.
But just like walking into a Rite Aid in
Straight
Jacksonville, like or just
gotta-
a normal place, being like, I feel like I'm in the hood.
Oh, no.
Just going into nice, normal places and being like, I feel like I'm in the hood.
I think that's a good way to get in trouble.
And it would be.
I think when your parents tell you to stay out of trouble, that's what they mean. It's like, you can do some shit, but don't get in trouble. And then
Don't get naked and jump into a
it's
pond.
like that's trouble. Like, now you're going to prison, son. Like, that's trouble. I didn't mean like, don't push a girl down because she was mean to you. You're not gonna get really in trouble for that. I'm talking about like assault. Mom, I just started punching her, and punching her until the cops came. Son, I said stay out of trouble. And you're gonna go and assault another girl this week?
What inspired you? I was watching the new Chris Benoit documentary.
Oh, no. What did I tell you about watching? Well, you said that once Dad stopped hitting you, that I can watch it. Well, did he ever stop hitting me? No. Well, then you can't watch it, son.
I feel like I can repeat it because I've heard like.
That was terrible. On so many levels. But that's what we do in this podcast. No apologies.
That's what it's. Yeah, the no
Shout out
apologies.
Mitt Romney and his book, How to Be a Baller with Multiple Wives and Live in Mexico. Did you hear about the cartel shit that happened with the Mormons?
No.
Let's not talk about it, because I feel like Joe Rogan talked about it, and I'll just be biting his perspective on it. That's what I think people don't understand about like all these people who have so much influence on people, like Joe Rogan. Like, they ruined it. They tried to like ruin his influence, right? They were like, oh, Joe Rogan's not gonna affect this election, and then I feel like he did it, but now I feel like he's gonna like, I don't know. I feel like Joe Rogan can fuck shit up for people if they like aren't careful.
I will say like I don't. Well, I will say like I think Joe Rogan might have, because like I know Sanders lost and that's my boy. We won't get too into politics, but like he did a lot better than was projected, and like.
Bernie did?
Yeah, Bernie, like, he did a lot, like, better, like, he won the first two states, like, I don't know, like, I'm not saying he won, because he didn't.
You think
that's
like, because of Joe? See, I would argue that Joe
I think he had some influence.
I think people got so upset, they really didn't want Bernie to win, that they used Joe Rogan as an excuse, and they try to demonize Joe Rogan, and they try to demonize Bernie in the same way. It's like, oh, Joe Rogan believes in this lie, so therefore Bernie Sanders believes in this lie, too. Which is I was like, why are you guys trying to keep two people down? Like, that's literally oppression, I feel, right? And I feel like they're oppressing people like two white males that really fuck your shit up. Let's be real here. You're oppressing Joe Rogan, who is a fucking black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like, and he probably makes like $30 more million than you a year.
Well, like, what I would.
And there's Bernie, who can raise money like nothing. He's like, oh, you're gonna use your
from
corporate
small
money.
donations.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna use mom and pop maple syrup fucking clubs.
Like people
like fucking making $100 billion.
But the thing about the Joe Rogan thing is I feel like I don't know that he cost Bernie anything, because like the people who might watch MSNBC or read those articles and tie them together and everything, like I don't think those people were ever going to vote for Bernie in the first place.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people who don't want to, because the fact is like they might have to pay more in taxes or whatever, and like they just look for ways to rationalize not to vote for him for like economic or material reasons. And I had a second part to this. Give me one sec. And also, when you think of like, because like by and large, young people don't really read the New York Times or watch MSNBC or anything. Like at this point, I think someone said.
What are you talking about? My son does that right now.
Put him on the table.
The New York Times is great.
Hit the bond, dude. But I think honestly, like maybe if you combine all those things together, but like I think someone else said this and like told me this or something. Like Joe Rogan has more listeners than there are people who currently subscribe to the New York Times.
Oh yeah, he's
like,
for sure like
he has a larger influence,
popular.
And like not I don't want to call you like but like. And the thing is, at the end of the day, like, so, like, Joe Rogan endorsed him and probably got out to a lot more people than the New York Times. But at the same time, like, the problem with, like, Bernie's stated strategy, the thing was trying to do would get people who aren't normal, like, because he's not going to get normal, rich Democrat people. He's trying to get people not involved in the political process to vote for the first time. And, like, fact is, he didn't do it. Like that was the strategy, and it worked. It worked better than some. He was way more successful than some pessimists thought. So it was but at the end of the day, he wasn't able to do it.
Politics. What can you do?
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to babble on. This is supposed to be a comedy podcast.
No, man. No apologies. What did I say?
That's gonna be the title of the episode. No apologies.
No apologies.
This will be an easy one because you usually have to listen to some of it and just yank out a title.
Our podcast sucks. We know this, but we're not gonna apologize for it. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna listen and you're gonna like it.
Yeah. Also, we're eventually give us money.
Not eventually now. So that I can be
coming to your house.
That's gonna be my I'm gonna campaign as a voter. You want my vote? Whoever gives me the most money gets my vote. I never voted in my life, but if Trump gives me another stimulus check, I'm just saying, I might mail in that vote for.
Dude, I'm about. You know what? I'm not going to apologize this time, but I want to get back on the bullshit I was on a second ago. That is going to be so funny when Trump gets re-election by running to the left of Democrats, because Trump was 12,000, but
I think we could convince him to be left. We were boo! You guys want money? Yeah, I'll give you money. Yeah.
But it's because I think the Democrat plan was to so for the stimulus check you got to fill out all these forms, and depending on what your income was in 28 or whatever, blah blah blah, we'll send you. And Trump's just hey, yeah, we're gonna do $1,200 for everybody. Yeah,
I think we give politicians too much credit, and I think to say that the choice of the Democrats was this. It's these motherfuckers aren't that organized. You know what I mean?
They kind of were, because
I don't think they are. I don't think none of them are. I think they all have their own fucking agenda that they all try to get to, right? And
the people running for president do, but
I think they all do. I think all those fucking dudes. There's always that one person. There's always right. I just feel that's the game, right? Is how do I get everybody to agree? But I always feel there's some sort of I don't know, not genuine.
Well, so
aspect to it.
Well, so the thing is, I wouldn't say this before today, but they literally published an article about it. It's because so the reason Biden won is because the day before Super Tuesday, which is the day where a million, not a million, but a bunch of states have the primary, a bunch of the other people who were doing well dropped out, and so they all went for Biden. People were why would they all drop out? Any one of them could have won, and the rumor was Barack Obama called him and hey buddy, you got to drop out because the party wants to go with Biden. And they published an article today to that effect. Barack, they don't say it directly, but they interview former Barack Obama, because you called that Pete Buttigieg guy. He called Klobuchar, and he's yeah, drop out because the party wants it to be and they could then so
Did we talk about this last time?
I don't think so.
I feel this feels very
well. Even if I talked about it last time, today they put it was conjecture before, rumor, hearsay, but today they published an article about it. So I was right. If we talked about it last time, I apologize. I'm just vindicated. I was right.
No. I just had a deja vu moment. It's just because we've been consistent with these and we've been doing them every Friday. But I was gonna say that to me, it's kind of weird that why would the party try to keep the only guy that can realistically be Trump? Right? Is that not? Am I incorrect in thinking that, to have that opinion, to think that Bernie Sanders has a chance to beat Donald Trump? Right? Whereas I feel Biden has absolutely no chance. Am I naive to think this?
I don't think so, because to go back to what we were talking about before, I would I think most people in it, because I'm someone, when I'm talking about this, I obsess over all this shit, but most people are Joe Rogan. I think they have that think kind of like him, and if you look at Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan is somewhat of an apolitical person. Bernie Sanders went on his podcast and convinced Joe Rogan of his worldview so well that Joe Rogan said, I'm going to vote for Bernie. And then when he dropped out, Joe Biden's, or maybe it was before that, but Joe Rogan said I'll vote for Trump over Biden. And I think that represents a lot of the American votership. So I think you're right. I think Bernie could have won because he can convince. Although then again, if he can't win the,
my question is, why do I have that inside information? Right? I'm not pertinent to that info. How do I have that information over Barack Obama? Right? Or all these other Democrats in the party? That's what I'm saying. Is why did they choose Biden over Bernie? What is that choice? Why is that choice?
Because the choice is that
why do they think Biden can beat Trump?
So like the short,
That's obviously
like
what they
so
think,
so
right?
so the short version of it is this is because like when you think of someone like Barack Obama or Nancy Pelosi or like the people who are like really run the party, like those people are all incredibly wealthy
Hmm.
and they're funded by insurance companies,
Hmm.
the like all those people, the politicians and the people who fund them at a national level, their pockets will get lighter under a Bernie Sanders
Right, and I
administration. They
get
will
that.
have to pay
I
more.
get that.
So
So
the Democrat, like, for the people who fund the Democratic Party, again, they also, except for Bernie, they also take money from big oil. They take money
no,
from
I
awful people.
understand.
But the same evil people give money. Like that's not like
I get that. I get
the
that.
point is they would rather have 4 more years of Trump and be rich
Yeah.
than win.
So
Like,
my point is,
they would rather be
my
rich.
point
like,
is, if that choice is so obvious, right? If that reasoning is so obvious that me and you, which I think could also be that me and you are completely wrong and ignorant on the topic, right?
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that we're not, right?
Yeah.
And I'm asking this, like, if it's so blatant that they're oppressing Bernie, that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
keeping Bernie down so they can keep their money.
Yeah.
So
And positions and
so
influence.
if that's so obvious, right? Everybody knows this. Everybody sees it.
Yeah.
Then why does it continue to happen?
Because everyone's so beaten down, and no one like.
I get it, man.
No one
I'm the
knows
same
anything.
way. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Well, everyone's beaten down. The thing is too, like most people don't really follow politics as closely as maybe, but because like people who work full-time jobs don't like and have families don't have time to go like.
Yeah.
Because I was a
And that's
dog
part of
walker
the problem,
before the
right? Is
quarantine.
that they're
Like,
so
I can
powerful.
walk around listening to you.
They're so powerful now, right? They can afford to destroy us. Where I feel like I think it's time for a revolution, man. And I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like it's getting to the point where now we got this weird pandemic here, where it's like another thing where it's like the rich people are like, "Hey, bail us out." I'm like, "What? Go fuck yourself."
They're gonna start building the planet from Elysium, or the ship from Elysium.
Yeah, and they're gonna use us as slaves to build it. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, look, man, I'm gonna let Moses shit. Let my people go. We're gonna fucking just.
But it's not only being beaten down; it's just because no one, like, very few people, really have it. Like, because when you think of like the, Martin Luther King and all that, you think of the big protests and the organizings and the sit-ins and Gandhi with the hunger strikes. Like,
that's not gonna do shit.
Well, but even if it did shit, who knows how to do that? Who knows how to organize that? Like, it's not like they teach that in school. It's on purpose because they wouldn't want you.
Bernie.
Yeah, I mean, like, but like.
I think Bernie needs to lead like a revolution, but like a resistance. Because he's not gonna be the president, right? And I feel like he has to do other shit now. I'm like, Bernie has to go rogue. I want Bernie to be like, all right, you guys still follow me? We're gonna walk up to the White House. I don't know. That's the thing. It's like,
that's the thing.
What's the solution?
I think
what's the solution here? I don't want to advocate for violence, right? Definitely want to be that guy, and I don't advocate for violence. But all I'm saying is,
certainly do not advocate for violence on this podcast.
You keep bullying people, man. That bully's gonna snap one day, and that's what I think.
But that's the thing. Everything in good in American history has been achieved by protests. So it does need, and that's why I have so much faith in Bernie, is because I feel like Bernie, more than I think any, because the people I know now who are voting for Joe Biden were going to vote for Elizabeth Warren a week ago.
But why have faith in Bernie? You shouldn't have faith in Bernie. I think it's delusional to have faith in Bernie at this point. He's lost every fucking primary he's ever been in.
No, he
won
and
he would have won, right? It's like that Mayweather thing, right? Where it's like, yeah, I was this close to winning though. Yeah, but you lost, bro. I get it. You got fucked over. They fucking whatever, right? It was not fair. I get it. They cheated. They fucking, they used the worst tactics to beat you, and you still lost. And we're still in the same fucking boat. My point is, what do we do here?
Because the options to roll over and die or keep fighting.
Exactly.
I say that hypocritically because I'm not someone who really does anything.
Yeah, and I say it's
either give up or keep fighting, right?
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a money race, right? That's what it is. It's a wealth race, and the people who are wealthy are obviously winning, and keeping those who are not wealthy from not attaining wealth, so they don't win, right? Because it's so blatant that it's like.
Well, the people who have resources will use some of their resources to make sure poor people don't get any of their resources. How that changes, I don't know. Because there are people much smarter than me working on it, but whether they succeed.
I don't think there's anybody smarter than you, Greg.
Yeah,
well, no, that's not true. There's a superintendent of Seattle Public Schools. I forgot her name. Something Juneau. Superintendent Juneau.
Dr. Enos Bummer.
Oh, that's close. And
Some
then
things you
there's Elon Musk, and then there's you.
Yeah, that's true. I think I rank behind Elon.
But
Because I can dunk and Elon can't. Well, if it's one of those Fisher Price troops, you can.
That gets you extra points. That does get you
Yeah,
extra points. But he does have an in with a flamethrower company. He can like.
That's right. He was selling like he was gonna sell flamethrowers.
He also does this thing where you turn in a condom, like a used condom, at any like participating location, and they give you either a brand new baby or a pack of clean condoms.
All right.
Yeah.
That would actually be a great exchange.
Condom exchange? You want to start a condom exchange?
But like,
Just like, yeah, here you go. I'm turning in my condom.
But the baby's like,
here you go. It's 15 condoms for the price of one.
But it's like that Simpsons where Krusty's like, you people are pigs. I'm gonna spit in every 50th Krusty Burger. It's like every 50th guy gets the baby. Homer's like, oh, like croissants. Awful. I tried to home run the home.
Remember when that was a Homer impression?
Well, because we were talking earlier about how that's the hardest impression to. This is why he makes the big bucks, man.
Not gonna do Marge. I always go to Marge. Homer. Marge.
I can do it, but with no volume, like.
All right, Lisa, we're gonna.
No, it's a little too.
Going out. If I don't come back by dinner, avenge death.
Yeah. Damn. No.
You just gotta keep saying.
Can you do a Bobby Hill?
Bobby? Yeah, I can do a Bobby. Damn, I can't. I feel like I have my. I'm too conscious of it. I'm psyching
I kind of put you on the spot.
And I'm psyching myself. I'm not gonna do a Bobby here. You gotta do Pamela Adlon. What is it? Dad. Chang Wasana made me eat dirt. No, it's still a little bit too hot. Chang Wasana made me eat dirt. I just want to get me a fruit pie. No, it's still a little too raspy.
I love the one where he doesn't know, like, Jeff Gordon's a race. He's just like, I thought it was just a cereal box model.
Cereal box model.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
I can do a cotton.
Dude, didn't they have Mike Jones?
Eat a bum jockey.
Got cotton in it. Like, oh, yeah, dude, cotton is. Oh.
Hank's wife. I want waffles.
And he marries his, like, I feel like we talked about King of the Hill maybe in the last one, too. We might be.
We always talk about King of the Hill. King of the Hill's great. Let's talk about something else then.
Yeah,
let's talk about.
Did you see Mike Judge? He was on some podcast recently. He was talking about how even though he created it, he doesn't own the rights to Beavis and Butthead.
Who does MTV?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I don't know anything about it. Really
that makes sense because
he created it for them, I guess.
Yeah, no, my thing is that right. I'm sure at that point it was like one of his first things. He's just trying to break through. And if that's how you break through by selling out on your first try, hell yeah, go for it.
We're talking about Ren and Stimpy. The guy, you know, he sold Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, exactly. I'll do that shit too. If my first one's a banger, I'm out.
We gotta sell. That's what we gotta do. A Greg and Ponch cartoon where like you're hitting me with a plank. Well, I like an anime where like you're hitting me with a plank and then there's like dynamite. Well, they don't really do cartoons like that anymore. It would have to be more like a Big Mouth thing, right?
No, they do cartoons are very inclusive now. Have you seen Steven Universe?
No.
It's like a chick with 4 tits, and it's like, let's talk about body image.
What?
My superpower is self-love! And they shoot you with like a beam of self-love, and he just gets like more and more powerful. I'm so full of self-love! And he like defeats monsters with it.
So I'm guessing this is a chill. Oh, it's wholesome. So he never gets to suck on the 4 titties.
No, probably not. Yeah, it's a pretty wholesome show. It's for like, you know, women and children.
Alright.
and
Never seen it.
No, I'm wrong. Men also enjoy it. I definitely enjoyed a couple episodes.
But this isn't some kind. This isn't some perverted.
What show?
Hmm.
Nah, it's about a kid who fucking, you know, murders immigrants all day. Definitely not perverted.
He puts them in cages.
Yeah.
A young man named Donald Trump. And he's hoping.
That's a good one. I like that one. Look at those eyes. I had eyes like that. And then I made them better. They're blue now.
Let me tell you, folks, we're making them again. We're making people with the biggest. Not only are they the biggest, they have 7 T's, folks. 7. It's gonna be great. You're gonna be wonderful.
It's a good number.
He actually better.
Some say that 6 tits were good, but I think 8 is better.
So like, or then Joey Diaz being like, I remember the first time I saw someone get 4 titties.
Dog, it was me, dog. I had just got to the United States. I had to take a big shit, dog. I remember I fucking walked into this lady's backyard, dog. I took the biggest fucking shit in my life, dog. See, I gotta get it more wet. I'm done with the Joey Diaz impressions. Now on, I'm only doing exclusively Manny Pacquiao impressions.
Mm-hmm.
But gonna be a good podcast today. I'm so happy to be here. in my house with Buboy. I'm training every day. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to learn how to be a good father and be a good fisherman for everybody. He's a fisherman, not fisherman. My favorite comedian is Jokoy.
I feel like if you could if you take that, do it deeper, and like tweak it, you have to tweak it a little bit. You could basically just do like Big Papi or any Dominican baseball player, like where they get like. I remember Big Papi would get interviewed.
What you talking about, man? Look, you gotta be a beer. If you wanna talk, you gotta kind of do that Dominican. It's very like I don't know how to. It's like in between.
But that's more articulate than Papi, because they would interview Papi and be like,
come on, man.
"Wow, the
Papi's
ball,
very
with the ball."
man. Come on,
Now,
Papi.
like, when he was in, like, when he was,
love Papi. You shoot him in the back, and you get fucking murdered. You know.
damn, I forgot I got shot him. That's
He
right.
got shot, dude. But they got that guy. Fucking Dominican Republic went nuts. They're like, you don't shoot Big Papi. He's my dad.
Yeah, this. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Dude, if you did that in Boston, you get the same
mad.
thing.
Yeah,
They love Big
got
Papi.
upset.
I think he spent almost his whole career with us. They're the best parts of it.
Yeah, I think he had like 2 years in Minnesota, and then he came to Boston. Took a couple of steroids and mini. Got to Boston and started hitting things over the Fenway Monster, huh? Look at that fucking guy. He's a good fucking ringer. We just got him. I think they got that motherfucker from Minnesota.
Look at him.
That went more Bill Burr than anything.
Bill Burr's
He's from Boston.
Yeah, that's the most.
Yeah, fuck you.
Do you remember getting the Big Papi sandwich at Sparrow?
Yeah, fucking trash. Fucking guy didn't put a fucking churro in it. Fucking who fucking likes churros?
Actually sounds exactly like something he would say too.
Yeah,
fucking
fuck.
Hillary, she can put it in a car.
You watch or you listen to the Monday Morning Podcast?
I've never heard it before.
Oh, I love it. I love it because he does sports. Not too many comedians talk about sports or know about sports.
What's he doing now though? Because there's no sports.
He's talking about the quarantine and about shit, and he's talking about I'm trying to be a better father. I gotta lower my temper. And he's trying to like be better with his anger. It's pretty good. I still like it though.
I should, because I like when I've heard him because the only times I've seen Bill Burr when he's on like Conan O'Brien or something, he's like sitting in the chair. And he
always kills on those.
He
always kills on those. He just starts fucking getting the fucking guy. He's fucking sitting there for 5 minutes.
Okay, so, no, that was. So have you heard about Fight Island?
Fighting Island.
Fight Island. Apparently Dana White.
No, it got canceled.
Oh,
yeah.
But Dana White was
trying to
talking about buying an island.
Yeah, at first they were going to fight. I think they had reserved an Indian reservation somewhere in California for them to put on 249. But after 249, but then after 249, he was trying to secure an island to put on like consistent fighting. But yeah, no, ESPN.
Got a little St. James, Jeffrey Epstein.
And Disney executives were like, "Stand down, Dana," and it was like. That's what I look like.
Wait, Disney?
I feel like I look like Dana White now, like a fatter Dana White.
A little bit. Drop a couple. We can write a video sketch or Dana White.
It's very like.
I mean, was he ever a fighter or anything? I don't know.
Nah, but he was taking a bunch of steroids, I'm sure.
Honestly, when I curb the drink a little bit, I would love to take steroids, man.
Dude, steroids are medicine.
Yeah. Look at Hugh Jackman. I mean, damn.
To his name, to get jacked, man.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, dude, I feel like steroids is fucking medicine. You know what's fucked up? All right, let me tell you something. First of all, rest in peace, the GOAT in the history of the world, Kobe Bryant. But how is it fair that like Cuban, like fucking nationals or defectors who were like on the Cuban national team for whatever sport, right? Boxing, wrestling, baseball, whatever, had government sponsored doping, or let's say Russia. Russia is more because they have actually been proven. Yeah. They have a Russian athlete who's forced by the Russian government to take steroids. Right? They have to take a steroid. They have no choice, right? Government's probably gonna kill you if you don't. And then you're a top athlete. You're on fucking Russian steroids. You're fucking gonna win a gold medal probably. But you get hurt. I fucked that up. Anyways, my point is back to Kobe Bryant. That he went to Germany when he hurt his knee and he got this like plasma rich kind of thing where they like take your plasma out of whatever your knee, they like spin it in this machine and they re-inject it and it's like reinvigorated. But they don't have this technique in the U.S. They don't do this treatment in the U.S. for whatever reasons. I think it's not legal here yet, or I say yeah because I feel like man voice shit always changes. And so he has to fly to Germany. It's like a $70,000 like procedure. So airfare. I'm sure he's flying private. And like I said, I love Kobe. Kobe's the GOAT. He deserves to do this to take care of his body. I'm not blaming him. But I'm saying is, how is that allowed? And not the like poor Cuban baseball player whose government was like, you better take the steroids, I'm gonna kill your whole family. And he's like, oh, I could win the gold medal without it. So you're not. You take them. And then he gets popped. But Kobe can do this treatment. And I'm saying, I take back Kobe. Because Peyton Manning does this treatment too. So I'm gonna say Peyton Manning now. Because I feel like anything that sounds negative about Kobe right now is negative.
No, we would never badmouth Kobe on it.
Kobe's the GOAT. I love Kobe. I'm gonna God no. Anyways,
but I would
yeah, no. So Peyton Manning went to Germany to do the same treatment. A bunch of people have done this treatment. It's very expensive and it's illegal in the U.S. But I'm saying is like, how is that legal in American sports, but not steroids? That like or
for the I would say because the Olympics is like so for this like Peyton Manning is going out of the country to do it, and I guess like what you do out of the country, like as long as you're not smuggling drug like.
Nah, but you can go to Mexico and do steroids.
Yeah, but like so they're technically doing the illegal thing in a different country and then coming back, so they haven't done anything illegal in the U.S.
No, they haven't done anything illegal in the U.S. or in Germany, right?
Yeah. They haven't done anything
wrong.
But the thing, like with the Olympics, I think it's different because it's like an international thing. So there's like 72 countries agreeing on everything. It's like they agree to keep it clean.
You know, Russia got banned from the Olympics because of state-sponsored doping.
Really?
They were like, all right, you guys can't participate. But then all the athletes were all like, oh, I'm not going to represent Russia. I'm going to represent my new third country.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. People getting like second citizenship.
He was a German immigrant living in Russia.
I mean, but I've heard of countries like granting dual citizenship to like defecting, like just so they can compete in the Olympics and shit. But, like,
yeah, but if you did that, I'm sure Russia would be like, all right, you want to be fucking.
But because I heard someone say once that like every Olympic athlete is probably because it's like, well,
yeah, I don't know.
Because if you're the Russian government and you're sponsoring this Olympic athlete, which means like because these people start like they're done by the time they're 22, which means they get into this shit when they're like 4. So like you're in like
not always
that shit requires coaching. You don't have a job, but so that they put so much money into that. They have a huge investment in winning, and if you have a huge investment in winning, you're gonna cheat.
You have an unfair advantage already over your opponent, over your competition. One thing I will say though,
but I just mean it's in your interest to cheat. I mean, cheating is always in self-interest, but especially when there's $2 million on the line,
look at the Astros. The Astros cheated and they won a World Series. The Red Sox cheated also.
No, I thought there was the Patriots.
And the Patriots cheated too.
Also, listen, actually, I shouldn't have
brought
that
up. Look at Patriots, Red Sox, Astros. I think I'll give the Red Sox a pass because I feel like they're still being investigated and they probably
are. How did they cheat? Steroids?
It's the same thing with stealing signs like the Astros, but I think it wasn't as blatant, it wasn't as bad, and I don't think that they're gonna be guilty of it. Whereas the Astros was like confirmed and proven, but they're like, whatever. That's karma. That's what happens to the Astros. You're gonna fucking cheat in the World Series. We're gonna eliminate your baseball, right? Although as a Dodger fan, I feel like who gives a fuck? Yeah, whatever. Dodgers should have cheated too.
Remember?
You know, they should have fucking flown to Germany, got that fucking procedure. Then went to Russia, get some state-sponsored steroids, fly to Cuba, train with Cubans, and then come here and hit a home run.
My thing, like I shouldn't have because I just bought.
Well, I killed that lady, dude. Fuck.
Oh yeah, just here with their baseball. But I feel like I might cry because I brought up a freshly open wound, man.
About the Red Sox?
Tom Brady.
Yeah, he left, man. He's a buck now.
Oh, my
that
God.
was. It seems to me, and I have no sources or credibility, but it seems to me that he left because it was like a father-son moment to me, where it was like, "Hey, Bill, just say that you're proud of me." And Bill's like, "We're on to Cleveland." He's like, "Please, Dad, just look me in the eye. Just why would you look me in the eye? We're on to Cleveland."
Please just hug me and smear some of that Philly cheesesteak grease from the front of your hoodie onto my jersey.
He's like, just make one positive gesture towards me, please. Just look in my general direction. We're on to Cleveland.
At least, can you say my first name so you know you remember it? We're on to Cleveland.
We're on to Cleveland.
Poor Big Game Tom.
That's what it sounds like, right?
Just call me Big Game Tom one time.
One time. Just let me wear the hat. Just let me wear the hat. He's like, no, this is a system. We don't deviate from this. Do your job. We're on to Cleveland.
Dude, I'm picturing that like commercial where like I think it's a Coca-Cola commercial where the football player's like walking out of the tunnel and throws his jersey to the kid. Except it's Bill Belichick walking, and then like Tom Brady's back there. And he just takes off his hoodie, and Tom Brady thinks he's gonna throw, and he just puts it in a trash can. We're out of Cleveland.
I want to see a meme with Tom Brady's head on Will Smith's body and Bill Belichick's head on Uncle Phil's body. In Fresh Prince, when he's giving him a hug, when he's talking about his dad, he's like, "Why don't you want me, man?" And he like gives him a big bear hug, and he's like, "I love you." But I guess who would be Bill Belichick wouldn't be.
He wouldn't be Uncle Phil.
Wouldn't be Uncle Phil in that situation. I guess you can make
Rob
Bruce Arians.
Gronkowski.
You can make it Bruce Arians or Rob. Did you hear Rob is training right now? And apparently he's.
Did he appear on like a wrestling event or something?
Yeah, he's training for WrestleMania, or he was just in WrestleMania, I think. Didn't they have like a special edition of WrestleMania too recently?
Yeah, because they can't have crowds, so they did it without an audience. But also, it was 2 fucking nights apparently. I don't know the total length. It sounds like it was a fucking 6-hour WrestleMania.
I'm curious to see what it was without an audience. Although I'm sure it was just shit that they do like in the performance center and shit.
Yeah, but imagine how weird. Like imagine if you and I went to the Rendezvous right now and somehow got in and it was empty and we just performed stand up to an empty room. Like how weird would that be?
We'd kill, dude.
Oh yeah, in an empty room, but like. Would it be that same thing? Because like so much of like wrestling like stand up, so much of it seems.
So my point is, those wrestlers at least they thought they killed. That's all that matters.
They can imagine it like.
That's all that matters.
It'd be funny to see like Undertaker do a move and he's like jumping up, like he's envisioning in his head the crowd cheering. He's like jumping up and down. Dude, did you know Kane is like a mayor of a town? Or
yeah, like a big town, like Memphis or some shit.
That's. Yeah. What if he's also like a libertarian? Which is
That's cool. What do libertarians believe again?
Absolutely no government. Like no age of consent laws. There should be no taxes. Roads should be private. Shit like that.
That's interesting. Nah, I feel like I'm more of a help out when you can, but don't treat me unfairly. You know what I mean? It's like I'll give you a couple dollars if I got a bunch of money. You know, here you go. But like, don't go overboard either.
Because there's this libertarian idea of like. Because the thing people always try to get them with, which I think works, but it's like, well, what about roads? And they're like, well, there could be private roads. Which like, could you imagine if roads were like it would just because like if anything, I feel like counteracts that argument. It's like streaming services because like you gotta have FXX, you gotta have Netflix, it's Hulu. Like roads would be like you would need like 10 like if you wanted to get from here to my house, you would end up needing 5 different road subscriptions for like $3 a month or something. Like it would become crazy. Like like the Highway One company would own, so you'd have to pay them like this thing.
The U.S. has like the most sophisticated like highway system in the world too, road system.
Because a lot of like the tinier European countries will have trains.
Oh yeah, right? Even in Mexico, this shit's in shambles. I was gonna say there's parts in Mexico that like the paved roads are provided by the cartel. Yeah, because like they were so poor before, and now we got money now. Bitches are putting a fucking road here.
Well, that's like
you can't do that. You're not the government. Hey, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, alright?
Because it's also that's like a strategy people use, like Hezbollah, which is like,
oh yeah, empower the people, baby.
Well, because like Israel accuses Hezbollah of being. I mean, I'm not super into this situation, but the point is Hezbollah is like this terrorist group, like as Israel says, but like in the areas they take over that are super, these are like towns in the Middle East that have nothing. They like build like irrigation and like public. They build public infrastructure basically, like what you're saying, like roads and irrigation and stuff. And so like when and if and when like the government comes back and tries to take over that area, the people are like, no, we want them. Like they built, like you abandoned us for years. Like they gave us a road. Like it's probably the cartel. So like you have nothing and you give them a toilet, they're gonna be like, fuck you, I want the cartel.
That's why all Chapo's so beloved and shit. And fucking.
Honestly, like
they're proud of that. Did you ever see like a dude rocking a shirt with a Chapo on it?
No.
Chapo? Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude. There's so many. The thing is, to me, is like.
He did like cut people's heads off and shit, right?
I don't think he did it. Personally.
Not personally, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I mean, the governments do evil shit all the time, too, so if you're weighing it against that, like...
Look, man, all I know is that it's probably not a good idea to talk about cartels on your radio station.
My mom kind of like El Chapo, because she wouldn't, because that happened when I was in Seattle, but we would talk on the phone like every day.
He escaped from jail twice. Like, kind of cool, right? Dude's fucking legendary.
I know, fucking king.
he fucking escaped from it. In a fucking motorcycle under the ground of the prison.
Which sounds like Grand Theft Auto shit. It's like
you
ride
did
the bike
dude,
off the ramp onto the train.
If that was a Steven Seagal movie, you'd be like, this is so dumb. Right? If he was like Steven Seagal in the fucking ATV and the fucking tunnel they built.
Especially now weighing like 340 pounds.
Hey, puñeta, you give me this ATV. Get out of the way, puñeta.
Judo flipping the guy, but not putting much effort into it.
I can kill you with one punch. Puñeta. I choose not to.
That would be great. He's doing this like he's doing an action movie playing a Mexican hero, but he only knows one word of Spanish, puñeta.
No,
Everything else is
puñeta. You ever see it like in anything he does?
No,
I think
no.
it was Machete. He was like, hey, puñeta, you come here, puñeta. That's all he was saying.
It's just the only word of Spanish he knows. But that would be great. Imagine you did a movie where like it put like every other person is speaking in Spanish in subtitles. And Steven Seagal is speaking entirely in English and just ending every sentence in puñeta.
When you hire Steven Seagal, like, he's kind of Trumpish, right?
Oh yeah, they're good guys. Like just like Mexicans with like guards with AKs running and being like, you know, like die, and he's just like, puñeta. But like only puñeta has a subtitle.
Bitch.
What's stop? Like dia?
Who?
The word for stop in Spanish, like on a stop sign.
Alto.
Alto, that was it.
Which actually means high.
It was tall, I thought.
It means
but
tall, but alto is like alto, like stop. It's like C's or something. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician, bro.
You speak the language, huh?
Yeah, but I didn't invent it.
Hey, actually, touche. Fair enough. You got me on that. You actually nailed me on that one.
Just like Jesus. Oh, and on Good Friday too. Oh man, I'm going to fucking hell for sure.
Dude, cause I was in a play with this lady. She must be like an older actress. She's very good, but she must be her.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, she must be in her early 50s or something. But one time her son came to the cast party, and like he's like this scrawny kid, and he looks like, you know, I presume he's like 17. And the cast is all like people. It's like adults and like people our age and older. And the kid tells this joke that I've heard, but he's like, "Hey, why did women love Jesus?" And you know why? And he's like, "Because he was hung like this, and he holds his arm out on the cross." You know, like, and the mother seems so embarrassed. And like, you know, I think the kid's 17 or whatever. So I find out the kid's like 31.
I mean,
He just looked. Yeah, I'm like,
I just made that immature, inappropriate joke.
Yeah, but this is different. There's not a room full of elderly people sitting here.
But I feel like my mother would be so disappointed in me. She probably thinks I'm going to hell for real, and she's gonna be so devastated. Like, get skinny stuck in here. That's my worst thing.
Well, your mom's not listening. I did send her the
My
link.
mom's the biggest fucking fan ever. Nah, you know, my mom's not listening.
She's
My parents, look at man.
She's the one subscriber. We do have one subscriber.
My parents. Would you say you've seen me performing in a bunch of stuff?
Yeah.
Would you say I performed? Would you say I performed in enough stuff?
It's never enough. Like
I'm just trying to think of the people who've seen my performances and the opportunity that they have to see those performances, and I feel like they haven't. So it's like I'm trying to be upset, and I'm like, should I be? Or
wait, what do you mean?
Talking about my mom. Where my mom is like my mom. So you would say right, like, and I think you're specific because me and you do like mics together and shit. But
we do mics, the one person show.
Yeah, but my thing is like my mom has never seen any of my shows. And, all right, how about this?
Even back in LA. Like,
yeah, even in LA, even when I was in college. Like, have your mom ever seen you in any of your performances? Has your mom ever seen you perform on stage?
Oh, so we're not counting like high school, right?
Even high school.
Even high school.
Even high school.
Yeah, actually, she would I don't think she wouldn't do yeah, she would come to, because I was in the musicals in high school. She'd come to those when I was I played football for 4 years, but I never started except for freshman year.
She come to your games?
She came to my freshman year games, not after that because I never started. But she would come, yeah, and after I graduated from high school, maybe 4 out of, I don't know how many shows have been at 25. But it's not, like, the percentage isn't great. For plays, the percentage isn't great, but she's come, probably 4 maybe. She's even, but I mean, like, She lives in L.A. Like, do you expect her to fly out, or do you mean back when you
No,
were in LA
even
as
when I
well?
was like growing up, she didn't come to my baseball games. She didn't come to like neither did my dad, neither did my sisters.
Really?
And I was always against them coming too. So I think maybe that was why. And I feel like I'm being unfair
Yeah.
to them, and I'm being like, well, you
Yeah.
guys never came to my games, and they're like, you never wanted us to, bitch. Which I feel like maybe actually he's probably. I'm now realizing I think I might have told him like, don't ever come, so I can have that chip on my shoulder later. I can be like, you son of bitches never came to my game. And they're like, yeah, you're so oppressed. Now go out there and win it, kid. You can do it. You got this. Your parents never believed in you, but I do.
I mean, I also hated when my parents came to my games because I sucked. Like, I was very bad at what I did.
I wanted my parents to at least let me fucking strike out and care. Just like, you see that, Dad? You see that? Shut up! I'm trying to cheat on your mother here. Oh, Dad.
Just looking at the hot dog.
Oh, Dad. That's typical Dad. Oh,
your dad just looking at a woman who looks exactly like your mother, but being like, "Hey, what's up, baby?"
Hey, baby. My mom was just like, just hammered, drunk on the bench. She's like, get me out of here.
Go get him, Ponch. Thanks, Mom. That was closer this time. You didn't call me lunch.
And our family dog is like eating the team's lunch.
Eating their
The
snackables.
team cake. It's like the old man's cake. No, it's my birthday today, 109. My dog is like, ah.
Just for no reason, like the coach buying the kids ice cream after, and just for no reason being like, well, Ponch, you don't get one, buddy. Just walking with no explanation.
Just a long ass line of 100 baseball players on the team, which is way too many for a team.
But just all of them holding an ice cream.
They all get an ice cream when it gets down to me.
Sorry, buddy.
Don't worry, you can use the.
But the coach is also eating an ice cream cone. He doesn't even give it to you. Yeah, he's sorry, I like strawberry and chocolate.
He's just holding 4 of them.
He's juggling them.
Sorry,
and taking
Ponch. These are all taken.
These are all for my. Just turns and walks.
I would totally give this to you if you were a better person. But it's not the reality we live in.
Listen, buddy.
Okay, I wonder if this thing is still.
He just spits on all 4. He just spits on all 4 of these. Sorry, you don't want these now. I would have given you one.
That's my spit sound. Is it a good one?
The next game, you get an ice cream cone, but the coach walks up before you can just spit. I was gonna see he just spits on it, and he's like, "You gonna eat that?" And just takes your ice cream.
He just had something like not even relevant to what he just did. He's like, "Why don't you show a little hustle out there next time, huh?" He was like, "What?" Wait, your mom kept saying hi back or what? that's the move.
He comes up, snatches your ice cream. He's like, "Nice catch out, nice drop out there." And you're like, "That was the designated hitter." I like the idea of a coach bullying a kid.
Oh yeah, I feel like coaches should be bullies to an extent. You ever remember?
To an extent, they are. They make you work out like that.
Remember
That's
Mike
no
Singletary? You know Mike Singletary?
Yeah.
Mike Singletary played for the '85 Bears, one of the greatest defenses of all time. He's like a Hall of Fame player who played on that defense, and he was also the coach of the 49ers in like 2006, maybe 2008. He made like this big blow up at a press conference because he kicked a player off, Vernon Davis. I'm not sure if you know who Vernon Davis is, but he's a tight end, great player, fucking perennial all-star and shit. He kicked him out of a game because he was acting like selfish, and then he like has this press conference like, I would rather play with 10 players and get fined every single play than play with one selfish player. Can't do it. Can't win with him. Can't do it. Can't do it. And it became like a huge like meme thing.
That's awesome.
And then ever since then, literally it was like night and day. Vernon Davis, like his poor performances turned into like this dude's a fucking star. Like game winners. Like he had that epic in the NFC Championship when they beat the Giants. He had an epic like catch that they did and touchdown. And he was like crying because he had come a long way. Thank you, Coach Singletary, for motivating. Singletary got fired. Yeah, because he was making players cry.
But that sounded more like an emotional cry. Like,
yeah, no, but he also, Vernon Davis did cry when he got kicked out of the game. There's a video of him being like, you best player whoever it is.
Didn't Bobby Knight have a job after throwing chairs at players?
Oh, yeah. Wasn't there
he was the king. Absolute salute to the king, Bobby Knight.
There's been plenty of instances of, like, child abuse and, like, abuse of, like, teammates by fucking the coach. What was that? That's that movie, Varsity Blues.
I haven't seen it.
You ever seen that movie? That's the whole what the whole movie's about.
The coach like
The
yelling.
coach, yeah, you son of a bitch, get back in there. Like, coach, it kept through my brain. Get back in there, you son of a bitch.
Are you thinking of Not Another Teen movie?
Yeah, they parody it. They parody that's the parody they do.
Yeah, because the guy's he has like 5 concussions left.
That's the parody of Varsity Blues.
But yeah, we watched it like 6 months
ago.
ago.
Yeah, Coach, my arm fell off. You get it there, and you win me state.
Dude, that was such a great movie.
It was. You know, that was like the first movie I saw Chris Evans in.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was him until we watched it like 6 months ago.
Come a long way from. Think of that. He went from Not Another.
I mean, he's also clearly like in his 20s. And he's clearly not.
No, but can you imagine? Like, I'm not one to say or judge people's career choices, but if you were a person who you came out in a movie, an actor, Not Another Teen movie, would you say your career trajectory would be successful from there? Would keep going up after you did Not Another Teen movie?
No.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Jenna Presley was in that movie too.
Yeah.
That's not her name. Jamie Presley?
Yeah.
That's a porn star.
I forget her, but I know
she was in My Name Is Earl.
Yeah.
My point is, that was the end of her career. That's why she was in that.
Well, because not even not even that your career trajectory might stop, but it's like, what if you get branded as like because I look at Jason Lee, the guy from My Name Is Earl. He was in like Mallrats and those Kevin Smith movies. A few other like, I would think if you were not in another T movie, it's maybe that your career stops, but it's like. You're a comedy guy, like you're doing Tom Green movies. Like the idea that he went from that to starring in like blockbuster mega. Because between that, he was in the Fantastic Four movie, right?
Yeah, he's got a couple of flops, is what I'm saying. He's got a couple of like choices where you're like, that's not the resume of an actor I respect.
I think part of it is like.
But he's a perfect Captain America.
Well, that's it because like part of it might be that like he looks like Captain America,
you know what it is?
and he's a Hollywood guy. Like,
when you're that handsome, you can overcome as many flops as you can.
Yeah, well, and it's also like, I mean, some people do like Colin Farrell's had a million flops. I saw him in a movie yesterday.
Colin Farrell.
Like Daredevil, awful. Like what's Colin Farrell's hit movie? Like Phone Booth.
In Bruges. You fucking seen in Bruges. Oh, you fuck.
We did The Gentleman last night. He's real good in that.
You ever see Seven Psychopaths?
No, I heard it's good though.
Christopher Walken, Sam Rockwell's in it. Tom Petty's in it.
The singer?
Yeah.
He's still alive?
Great fucking movie, man.
That's Tom Waits.
That's what I'm talking about. Fucking
Tom Petty's like,
and I'm free.
That would be great if they cast Tom Petty in a movie by acting. Like that Simpsons joke where she's like,
That's what I meant, Tom Waits. I'm glad you got it though from the impression.
But that's like when Ned Flanders thinks he's going to see Christian Rock, but it's a Chris Rock show. Tom Petty.
Tom Waits is here. You can also do like a Nick Nolte from there, right? Yeah. What you gotta be coming around here for? Nah, maybe not.
There might be more of a Gary Busey. Yo, you ever see I'm with Busey?
No. He's a nut job, huh?
It's this reality show where they follow Gary Busey around. No, the show proves it true.
I'm sure he's a nut job, but
one of the funniest. I'm like this counts.
Gary Busey, man.
This counts as a review, so it's not just repeating something I saw in a show. But one of the funniest things I've ever seen was this clip of I'm with Busey, where the host, he's this young kid who just hangs around with Gary Busey, and he's like, "Yeah, so Gary called me this morning to go to a storage unit, and
yeah, man, Gary Busey."
I'm gonna go meet him at the storage unit. So he goes, he opens the thing. Gary Busey's in the storage unit, and like the floor is there's like a half an inch of water on the floor. It's soaking, and there's all these plastic bags floating around. He looks and there's a coffin. He's like, Gary, what the hell is going on? He's like, listen, my plan is I want to be cryogenically frozen.
That's a good move.
Yeah, and he's like, so what I want you to do is if I get sick, you put me in that coffin, and you're going to put the ice bags on top of me, and I'm going to be cryogenically frozen. And then the kid looks at him, and he's like, well, he's like, these bags on the ground right now that are melted, that have melted, and he's like, yes. Like, it hasn't occurred to him that they'll just melt again. It was like,
he's like, Mr. Busey, do you know what ice is, sir? I don't know what ice is.
But then he tries to contract him. He tries to contract him and be like, he's like, and you're gonna have to come check on me every week, like putting this kid in like.
I can just see him laying in the coffin for like days, weeks. It's just like Gary Busey one day. Oh man, this is what death is, huh? I knew what death was gonna be just like this.
I'm gonna. Wait, there's another clip too where like. You remember the Reverend Lovejoy versus the Monkey Simpsons? Remember he's riding on that like
Yeah,
that like
that's when he gets depressed.
yeah, it's not a full. Remember at the end when he's fighting him, it's not a full size train. It's like it's not a model train. It's not a full size one. But he's riding on that train that goes along the zoo to fight the monkeys.
It's like a roller coaster train.
Yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah.
ride.
There's one where like Gary Busey's in a park and there's one of those going around and he has full on football gear, pads, everything, and he's like, I'm gonna affirm my manhood. And I'm gonna go like run head on and tackle that thing. And the kid's like, what? And he goes and like he like goes and starts to charge the train. You see the kid run, like push him out of the way. He's like, don't do that, you're gonna kill him. And Gary Busey, he's mad at him. He's like, why did you do that? I was ready to like it was like one of those weird like
I gotta watch this. I gotta
monster
watch
truck
this,
tire. Yeah, well, you ride me with Busey sometime.
Gary
Find
Busey
it.
sees the sun right in the sky, and one day my dick is gonna be harder than all this. I know this.
Listen, kid, I'm gonna fuck the train, but I wanted oral, so I'm gonna run head on to the train. Obviously, that's why the pads are there, because I'm gonna have to stop it first.
And when you get look at it, when all the blood is spilled and we're all sitting there, I'm gonna tell you one thing: Busey don't lose.
Yes. Kid, it's not enough to behead the chicken when you want your own chicken. You gotta scalp it too. Gary, what are you doing?
I like how this weekend about Gary Busey, and we have no confirmation if it's good Gary Busey or not. I don't know what.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I think he sounds like this from what I remember him and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that show like 10 years ago, so I have no idea what.
We went from Nick Nolte. I feel like we had a good pattern, so I feel like it must be
They
similar.
look alike, so they might
Well,
sound
but
alike.
their voices are kind of similar too, right? That's what I'm saying. I think voice is more to do with. Do you think voice has to do with how you look? Do you think people have like their voice?
No, I mean, like, look at it. Like, Fluffy does a really good girl voice.
Yeah, he does really.
Like,
All right, my question is, and this is gonna be an
And
English
Elmo
question.
is, and Elmo we did earlier. He was voiced by like a 7-foot tall African American guy.
Elmo knows where you live.
No, it's still too late.
Or no?
No, it's more like it's more like
There's like a cadence to it. Too, like
Elmo, let's fuck.
No, that's
That's Elmo. That's spot on Elmo.
yeah, you're spot on.
He's like, "What's up, Mr. Noodle?" He's like waving his mustache, like "Oh no."
Dude,
Feeding Dorothy.
Let's go feed Dorothy.
No, that was too like in between Mickey and.
because for Elmo, there's like a cake. He like starts down and goes up. I think. It's like, I am Elmo. I'm here to go. Or like, I'm going to the bus stop. Like, that might have.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was good.
Because there's certain points where he like goes up. I think because I haven't heard it.
Yeah, because he was into that French Montana song.
French Montana.
I'm all the way up.
Dude, you know that Billie Eilish song that won the Grammy?
Like that?
Yeah, I will say the beat's rocking, but like the lyrics
But
are
it's just
terrible.
Yeah, it's like a fucking kid's nursery rhyme. That's what they should do.
Yeah.
She should be a preschool teacher.
Yeah. Like,
You like 1 + 1 is 2, guy. 3 + 3 is 6, guy. 9 + 9 is 18, guy. But I'm a good man.
I'm a school mom.
Sorry, man. That's all. It's for your bit, dude.
No, you read my mind. I was gonna say the same. It's like a children's poem.
Right,
So when you look at the rhymes, it's like I'm bad, I'm mad, I'm sad, dad. Like it's just like damn.
No, I used to do a little bit.
5th grade
I was
kids.
trying to remember. I remember listening to a Drake song called 10 Bands,
Hmm.
and he's like I got 10 bands, 20 bands. No man, 30 bands. That's a lot, man. 40 bands, 50 bands. And I'm just like, yeah, he's counting by tens. I'm learning. I'm learning.
Damn, they should have Drake on Sesame Street.
Yeah, hell
do
yeah.
that
No,
song.
that's what I'm saying. Like, put this dude on Sesame Street. Like, have him come to your school and like teach at your developmental preschool.
Yeah, like,
And kids are gonna be like, oh my god, that's Drake. They're gonna be all quiet. They're gonna have behavioral problems. And it's gonna be like, yeah, 10 bands.
it's like a
50
school in a
bands.
bad neighborhood. He leaves. He just immediately he's got the bands. Just rob him. Like,
It's the preschooler.
yeah.
Now give me that shit, motherfucker.
I don't know. That's making it.
Get him,
Like,
kids.
what?
Take his wallet.
Nah. You got a Drake in you? Let me see if I can do. I don't remember what you're trying to remember what it sounds like. He has plenty of songs. Remember one of his songs?
0 to 100. We're going 0 to 100. I can't. Because
I got
he's
10
more
bands,
of a
50
tenor
bands,
than
little
that.
man. Yeah, he got a very tenor voice.
Mm. He came up on Jeopardy the other night because he was on that show. They had a whole category about that motherfucker, actually.
Drake is a very popular human being.
Yeah, but there was like, what TV show was he on? Name these singles. I forget. They asked about him dating Rihanna.
He dated Rihanna?
Yeah, I think they went, or maybe.
I'm pretty sure her name is pronounced Rihanna.
Rihanna. Because I didn't know that. I thought he dated, what's her name? Nicki Minaj.
No, I don't think they ever dated. I think they were.
Because they were in Young Money together.
I think maybe they were promiscuous together, whatever that means to you. But I think their relationship was solely professional, and any representation that you might have got that the relationship was in any way sexual is a misunderstanding on your part. I'm here to correct it and make it known. So thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, we're like doing a TMZ podcast.
I was trying to do like a cease and desist order. Like an NDA, where it's like, I know you got raped in the ass, but if you sign these papers, you're acceptantly saying that you're going to waive all your rights to sue us, to go to prison. And anytime you do talk about it, you're going to go to prison. So if you ever say that I raped you in the ass, even though it's true, you're going to go to prison and be raped in the ass. Just like here, initial here, and thank you for doing this.
Also,
what the fuck? Oh.
If you would be like, you're not a real lawyer, sorry. Why do you say that? Because I've never seen a contract before that stipulates that the other client be raped in the ass. We can't legally.
Just walks away.
Yeah. You know what? You're just Lionel Hutz from The
Simpsons. My
Simpsons.
time. I just walk away. No, wait, come back.
Yeah. All right, how about
Miguel Sanchez. That's a good one. Phil Hartman.
Yeah, like. But to go back, the Futurama guy too does a brilliant Phil Hartman because that Captain Zap Brannigan is just supposed to be Phil Hartman, and he does it pretty like.
Come on, Leia, me and you, space canoodling like space bunnies. I can do it all night if you know what I mean. I remember his audition for SNL. I used to watch it a lot. It was he does it was 1922 and it was raining outside, and I was bone dry inside. But then she came inside, all moistured up, looking at me from head to toe. I knew she was the one I was going to be with, staring at me with those. I kind of space with those. But it's that like noir, that film noir detective like.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure. No, I can't do it.
You may remember me from such Johnny videos as Mom Johnny has herpes or Mom Johnny has herpes again.
You may remember me from such enough videos as Nina goes to the garage. And Caitlin goes to the beach.
Bovine University. One day when I grow up, I want to go to Bovine University.
Yeah.
You sure do, Timmy.
Do you remember? Too bad he
died because he was awesome.
Well, it's too bad, but imagine the shit the Simpsons could have done with his because they're still on. The decades, whatever.
Troy McClure would have been the biggest. Would have been one of the better like characters. Think about that, right? He gets phased out, right? Because they don't use him anymore because they don't want to like not do.
They could have just hired Friday. But imagine where they could have gone to be like, I'm Troy McClure, and you may remember me from hosting Bum Fights.
Yeah,
or Girls Gone Wild. You may remember me from hosting Kimbo Slice versus that racist.
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Phil Hartman introduce some boxing fights.
Yeah,
matches, right? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, right? Trying to do Phil Hartman doing a UFC event, doing MMA. You may remember me from such fights as Diego Sanchez, La Pesadilla, or
Well, the summer after be a joke, be like. You may remember me from, Mayweather versus Pacquiao and Godzilla versus King Kong, or, it would have to be something even stupider, and Godzilla versus Mr. Clean.
Live from Mars. From Mars, I'm Phil Hartman. Thank you. Now it's kind of, you go Vince Scully with it. You have a Vince Scully in you? You know Vince Scully? It's time for Dodger Baseball. Hello, everybody, and welcome again. I'm Vince Scully. On his glorious, you got to go
And it's going, and he's to the back wall. No, I'm doing the NBA because I had I had MLB 99 for my PlayStation.
Who was it?
It was Vince Scully was the announcer.
And you got to go. Vince Scully is. You got to do that story. Greg Pleasiak up to the bat now. If you look at Greg, he's a tall drink of water, about 6'4". Growing up, Greg used to be enamored with the teddy bear, believe it or not. He used to go outside everywhere with that teddy bear, swinging it like a baseball bat. And that's right, you guessed it. He hit a home run once with the eyeball of his sister. She used to wear a prosthetic, and he hit that thing clean over the fence. And now back to this one.
It'd be funny, too, if he was doing, those, fortune tellers who just say vague. If Vince Scully was doing, he never did any, research. He was just and move on to the plate. And does a baby move on would like to drink milk from a bottle occasionally? wetting his diaper as he's embarrassed to hear. Oh, ball one.
And Mo Vaughn is currently going up to the third floor to punch me in the face. Well, folks, it's a beautiful day to get punched in the face here at Chavez Ravine. The
Batting
Los
third.
Angeles Dodgers are taking on the San Francisco Giants.
Batting third, Nomar Garcia.
He had more of a like. He had more like his like. He was kind of like high but low. It's weird. He had like an old man high voice, but it was so it was kind of low because of like years of being old. But he like has like a sophisticated, smooth, like out there high kind of voice, where it's like trying to do baseball and that kind of sporting events.
Because this was the game I had was
Hello, everybody,
PlayStation
and
1,
welcome
so everything
again.
was just a pre-recorded fake. Like if you hit a single, it was
Hello,
always like,
everybody.
and he got a single.
Hello, everybody, and welcome again. I'm Vin Scully on this glorious day here at Chavez Ravine, where Los Angeles Dodgers are taking on the San Francisco Giants. Well, it's been a great game. We saw 10 men die and 1 man be revived, but now I see I lost it.
Well, it was like when I was a kid. I was a Red Sox fan, being in Boston. I remember Nomar Garcia Parra, number 5. He was our number 1 hitter, and then within like 2 years, he became our number 3 hitter. And if I remember, Mo Vaughn was our 4th. But I just remember telling my dad like how fascinating is that Nomar Garcia Parra went from like the number 1 hitter to the number 3 hitter. My dad was just like, oh, he's clearly on steroids. Yeah. He's like, look at him now versus like, because he got like ripped real like.
He used to do that.
And he got injured all the time, which is supposed to be a sign of roids, right?
That was Nomar.
Right? Oh yeah, dude. So because again, for the listeners, I'm from Holyoke, Mass, which is a little bit. It's basically it's close to Boston, not super, but like in Massachusetts. But like the umpires in our baseball league, like when Nomar premiered, would get so because every kid would start doing dumb like shit like that, and they had to be like. I remember one night game where an umpire yelled at me, like for me for doing, he's like. Fucking get on it, like stop it, like because we were in like
just hit him. You can knock you out.
Yeah, because I think we were in the first round of the playoffs. It was like the 11th inning because we were tied, and it was like 8:00, and it's like a Thursday because they're playing the second. Like other teams are playing Friday. Like,
I can do it. It's like, and then he like, I think it was like.
Yeah, because if I remember, he stood. He basically stood up.
Yeah,
like he didn't hunch over
like,
much for
he goes like the forearm, and he goes like under the forearm.
But like,
and he always stood to like 1 foot.
Yeah.
1 foot.
I mean, the king. And then he went to I forget what team he went to after that, and like retired 2 years later.
He went to the Dodgers, and then he went to his grandma's house.
To be put out to pasture. Adios, Nomar.
That's a good name for a team, right? His grandma's house, Dragons.
Also, so you saw a Dragons game. What differentiates because the old XFL, the idea was it was more extreme and less rules.
You want me to be politically correct? You want me to be polite? You want me to be rude? You want me to be genuine? You want me to be aggressive?
Might be genuine. Like, what differentiates this from the NFL now?
I think me being genuine and sharing my opinion, it's an aggressive opinion. I don't know why, but I'm an aggressive person for some reason, especially verbally. But anyways, I feel like that game, it was fun to go to a game that I could afford good seats. Like
unlike the Seahawks.
Yeah, like our seats were like at the 100 level. We're like in the inner bowl, and it's like pretty good. So you can see like the whole game. But the thing is that we were kind of at a weird corner, so like we only got to see.
You weren't like in front of the pillar or something like that.
Yeah, which I remember going to that Seahawks game. We were like way up top, but we were like the whole stadium we could see, so we could see like shit happen. Also, it was like a lot of terrible plays, like running the ball like every single down and getting like 1 yard, 1 yard punt, 1 yard, 1 yard, 1 yard punt, 1 yard, 1 yard punt, 1 yard, 1 yard. 1 yard, 1 yard 9, 1 yard, 1 yard interception, 1 yard touchdown, 1 yard, 1 yard punt, and I'm just like, oh yeah, you guys suck at football. That's why they're not in the NFL.
Yeah, these are kids that didn't make the college draft, right?
They just got one dude.
But do they have a guy like He Hate Me, like a guy with a crazy name that's charismatic?
No, they didn't do the name things no more. They had essentially what they made this as was like this is a legitimate football league. Like we're not the NFL, we know that, we don't care, but we just want to play football. People want to watch football. We want to play football, so we're going to put on. Football.
Oh, they're going to put it on in the offseason.
Yeah, and it turned out like the player that they happened to get were like a lot of players who didn't make that top tier in the NFL. A lot of.
Well, of course. Who else are you going to get? You're not going to get people.
They had college stars. They have a bunch of college stars, but the college stars who like watched before they got to the NFL or didn't make it NFL then.
Well, do you think eventually, because like I remember, if I recall, like sometimes like when MLB players retire, sometimes they go to Japan for a couple of years to like get a couple out more. Like, do you think eventually like if the XFL stays around, like, do you think eventually
Yeah.
NFL people were forced to retire from the NFL, do a couple of tours there, and then
Yeah, I think so for sure. Because it's a thing to be like, I can still play football.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and you get paid for an extra country.
Yeah, and
doing the thing
like,
you trained
right
your
now,
life to do.
the quarterback for I forgot what team, the like Dallas Renegades or something. He just got signed by the Seahawks, the Redskins. I forgot which team.
Okay.
Yeah, as a
So
backup.
he went up from the XFL.
Yeah, he's in the NFL now. He's a backup. He's not, not a starter, but he's probably gonna make like a cool $1 million.
Well, that's good for. I mean, that's good for the XFL because it almost shows their value as.
That's what I'm saying, right? Because they're still playing. They're still playing. They still have the opportunity to show like I can still play a little bit. You know.
Well, because if you can get a little better and give them people the opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah, some of these dudes, you never know. They can have like a.
But that's like.
But
also, college football must be bad because it won't make them redundant, but that puts an extra middleman between them and the NFL, right? Like that. Or does it? No, because the college players are still going straight to the NFL. It's just the ones not getting drafted are going to the XFL. I guess not.
Was Tommy Maddox in the XFL?
I'm not sure actually.
I think he might have been, but I'm not sure if before or after the Steelers.
But with all the concussion suits, even with the NFL and the WWE,
they're getting concussion in the XFL too.
Oh, but I mean, again, but the what used to differentiate, like, so there's no more extreme rules. There's no more like.
No, there's no more like flash in the pan thing where it's like we're gonna wear
harder
pink.
hits.
Yeah. If you don't get the ball, if you're on defense, wear pink tutus. That's what I want to see. That'd be cool.
Shirts and skins, except the skins part, because they have to wear the pads. The skins part is only below the pants. They're all just like below the penis.
I love playing defense. Look at this hog. I use this thing to tackle people.
Yeah, that's how they're talking shit through the lines. You see this penis, boy?
Jesus. Pig noises. Oh man, that's great. Pig noises.
You ever play football? I remember some of the weird shit people make.
Pig noises is good. You ever see that video of that chick flashing their tit?
What?
It's like this chick at this restaurant. She's like arguing with the customer, and then like she's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And she like picks up her shirt. She like shows her tit. She's like, "Yeah, that's my fucking tit, bitch." And like that's her thing. Like it went viral because she was like, "That's my fucking tit, bitch."
She must have been drunk.
No, she was the one working.
What?
She was the one working.
Did the other girl say something about her smaller tits or something?
No, she was like, I don't know. You gotta watch this video, dude. You're like,
that's just the way like Stone Cold Steve Austin gives people the middle finger. That's her.
It was one of those moves. She's like, what, bitch? My tit. I don't give a fuck either. And you're like, okay, I see that. That's my fucking tit, bitch.
Queen. Absolute queen.
I can't even show my fucking C cups. I'm too embarrassed. And I got some good girls on me.
So what are the road puppies?
Puppies!
I remember thinking
I love this JR. That's an abomination.
No, the puppies come out in the Denny's.
That was a good team. Dude, speaking of broadcasters, that's a good team right there. Those two were like great. They were literally the opposite like vocal like spectrum too. They're like, oh my God, he's broken in half. And then, come on, JR. And they're like
a cackling villain. That's true. Well, and when your name is the King, it's easy to play a guy with like an ego. He was supposed to be a good wrestler.
Yeah, he was.
That was before my time.
You ever see Andy Kaufman movie? What's that movie called?
Yeah, Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
When Jerry King Lawler comes out in it, and he plays himself in the movie too, which is great.
Because I think because like he was in the movie and they did all that. I think that because that was the reveal that like because for a long time people wondered if he like. Because he broke his like it's obvious now, but I think there was a while where people actually wondered if he broke his like if Jerry the King Lawler was in on it or like Andy Kaufman really did pretend to break. Because like I think the thing is like Lawler pile drived him. He said his neck got broken, pretended to have a broken neck. And
it was all fake.
Yeah, but like there was a while where people didn't know if Lawler was in on it or if Kaufman was trying to like do it. But yeah, that was what revealed I think that.
And that's the hard part, right? I did that too. I actually went too far once. With somebody about like shit like that too, where it's like I'm playing around and you're like, no, I'm not playing. And I know you're trying. No, I'm serious. And it's like that thing where it's like the more they don't believe you, the more you're gonna make them like. That's the thing about Kaufman. Like he was gonna keep pushing it to like until you were like, oh, is he serious? I don't know. Is he something? Is he serious?
That's the thing. Like they're great pranks, but I would ask, like, did it even make you?
I don't think those are pranks though. I think those are more happening moves, is what they actually call them.
What did they go?
There were happenings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a prank.
Because I remember that one where like he's supposed to do comedy for the college and he just starts reading The Great Gatsby
Yeah.
and then he pretends to stop and just puts on a record. He's gonna do his famous record bit. It's just him reading The Great Gatsby.
I feel like what they failed to like see was that it was like kind of psychological on that
Hmm.
level with him, right? Where it was like at one point like you have to realize that and you have to make a decision to like leave or continue to like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird. I feel like he was just more I don't want to say disturbed, but more like obsessed about that like weird niche that nobody
Yeah.
else was. That was the obsession, was how weird
Yeah.
it was. It wasn't the obsession part. It was how weird. Like, why do you like keep like
Doing these weird things.
why? And
Yeah.
it was like the more you don't understand, the more I want to do them.
Yeah.
It's just like some defiant syndrome there or something. You know?
Because I don't know if it happened in real life, but in the Jim Carrey movie, when he tells his family he's dying, at first they're like,
Fuck
this
you.
is
That's
just-
it.
yeah,
He's
this
like,
is
I
one of your
like
stupid
that bit.
jokes.
I like that bit.
Yeah.
He's like, we
yeah.
can get the whole. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not dying.
But imagine being that committed to bits.
But think about that. What if that was a joke? What if that was the Andy Kaufman thing where he was
People
like,
wondered if he was dead.
exactly
for a
to the
while
point
after,
now where it's like, is he dead? I don't know. It's been years, right? He's probably dead. But is he? What if he found a way to like live to be 3,000?
He's the real life Joker.
What if he? Yeah. Or what if he was just like a weird cyborg living amongst us, like Joe Biden? And he's just like that's Andy Kaufman.
Except a functional.
What would you do?
Joe Biden is Andy Kaufman, but the cyborg has started malfunctioning.
What would you do if he like is getting sworn in office, right, Biden, and he just takes off his mask? And it's the old ass Andy Kaufman. Got 2 for 1 shoot. And it's just like, what the hell? And it was like Joe Biden.
I guess he would still technically be president. I mean,
Yeah, the guy sworn in already, bitches. It's all legal.
once I
It's
touch
all
the
legal.
Bible, your hands off the chess piece.
First thing I'm doing as president is we're investing all of our money, trillions and trillions of dollars, into finding a way to make me younger.
Yeah. First rule: all NFL players on defense don't wear pants.
No bottoms. No
Yeah,
bottoms.
no bottoms.
Third rule: no fat chicks. Fourth rule:
Third rule.
beer will always be readily available and it must be cold.
Fifth rule: we're bringing back prohibition. Sixth rule: we're doubling the size of the mafia to smuggle the booze in.
Seventh rule: we're bringing back alcohol and banning prohibition again. Ninth rule: prohibition is back on.
It's like 397 of them, and like half of them contradict the other ones.
When you said 300,
Fat chicks are
I
back.
thought of the movie. 300. What is your opinion?
Dude, I found out
it's a Frank Miller thriller. Is it a Frank Miller movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Well, Frank Miller wrote the book, and I think he co-directed it.
No. What does that
Someone
mean?
else
He
directed.
just yelled at people while the
I think-
movie director yelled at him too?
Well, what it was, because
Good
like,
cop, bad cop?
well, so like Frank, there was that other comic book movie that was less popular, The Spirit, and Frank Miller directed that by himself.
Mhm.
My theory is like, so Frank Miller like co-directed or whatever.
So they're like, you need help.
Well, he knew he wanted to direct a movie one day, but he couldn't just jump into directing a movie. So I think by being co-director, it's because he wrote it. That way, I think he gets more money. But also, I assume he basically shadowed the director of 300, and then like learn what to do.
I have to
and
yell
then-
and point at the same time.
I mean, going from comic books to directing a movie is a big leap. Like, he was basically an intern that got paid a lot of money, probably.
just
like learn the ropes.
me.
He went psychotic for a while. I think he's back to normal.
Who doesn't?
Well, because after 9/11, he went like nuts because he's a New York guy. But he wrote this comic that was called like it was originally like Batman Holy Terror, where Batman fights a bunch of Muslim terrorists that invade Gotham, but DC wouldn't publish it because they're like, we won't. And so it's funny because I bought a copy of it, but like, so he just changed the hero's name to like Nightman or some shit like that. And like, but it's funny because you can see almost, because it's like black and white, but you can see almost sometimes where like, well, you can see almost like where the whiteout is, where the bat ears are. Because imagine like Batman's costume without the ears, but you can almost see like whiteout, like erasing the ears. It's like
they draw it and then
Yeah.
take it off instead of not drawing
yeah.
it.
And there's a woman that's like clearly Catwoman, but because she like flips around.
A
and,
pussy
like,
girl.
Yeah, I forget what she was called, but like
They call me feline furry.
yeah, we're like super racist and awful, like hilarious.
I'm the Siamese cat played by conjoined twins.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the Frank Miller?
Frank Miller, I think I've never seen The Spirit. I know of his comic book, but I've never actually read them. I haven't seen any of the, like, what was the the Die Hard guy? What's his name? I forgot his name already.
Bruce Willis.
Willis.
Sin City.
Sin City.
That's
Those
pretty good.
Are those Frank Miller ones?
Yeah. The comic books. I don't know if he direct. I don't know what he worked.
But I did like 300. But I do like to watch, shredded men
in skirts.
in skirts. You know who was in that movie? A young Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, he was pretty. Because it's funny, I don't think of him as a guy who's jacked because he never has a shirt on. I never see.
He's
jacked in that. I never see him with the shirt off in movies or anything.
He's the one that says, "Then we'll fight in the dark."
Oh, is that?
No, the shade.
The shade.
Our arrows will block out the sun. Then we shall fight in the shade.
Then we shall.
They got like English accents. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's like Wonder Woman. I don't know. Did you see that? Because
she got an Israeli accent.
Yeah, but they couldn't get I don't know what because when she lives at her island every Amazon is doing a different accent.
But you know
just have American accents.
But you know why that is?
Because they couldn't get Gal Gadot to do a specific accent.
You know
so
why?
They just said, "We'll disguise it."
Do you know why? Because she's a bad actress.
Yeah.
But do you know why she gets to be Wonder Woman? Because she's fucking beautiful. She might be the most beautiful woman on the planet. Legit. She might be the most beautiful woman on the planet. She's in the conversation. The fact that I'm conversing about it. You know what I mean? So they're can you do it American? Yes, American. But can you do it American? Yes, America. No. But can you do an American accent? America's good. Yeah, no. Yeah, you got it. Whatever.
Her trying to play the wife from No Country for Old Men or something.
Rewrite. The chick is brain dead? Cool.
You don't have, but the coin has no say in it. It is you.
Yes, I walk runway. No. We're not doing fashion. I don't mean chalk up Gal Gadot. It's stupid here, but she can't do an accent. All I'm saying.
Well, and she's believable as Wonder Woman because she's an ex. Everyone in Israel has to do conscripted military, which I'm
she's
sure.
Badass for sure. She's badass.
Well, but I'm sure she did boot camp and that was
American. I don't even know Wonder Woman is American. Is Wonder Woman American? Is Wonder Woman American?
Ooh, no, she's from some island that are just full of Amazons.
Yeah, and my point is that
all have different accents.
And you can have people who sound Israeli who don't speak any English be American also. So there's that. I'm over here judging her for not being able to do an American accent. Americans supposed to be Wonder Woman. You know what movie sucks probably, but I didn't watch it? Is Aquaman.
Yeah, there's one part that's kind of cool, but the rest of it sucks.
The only cool thing about that movie is that it has a hot guy doing it.
Oh,
Jason Momoa, right? Again, what do all these movies have in common? Bad actors, but hot people. They're all hot people.
Because Henry Cavill's also
Henry Cavill is
he's jacked. I don't know that he's hot, but he's also not.
He's like a 2x4 doing acting. You know what I mean? He's I don't think that guy's.
Did you do any of The Witcher?
No.
Although I will say he is yoked.
Oh, of course he is. All he has time to do is work out.
But he's way bigger than when he's Superman. When he's Superman, he's
bigger than Superman.
He's bigger than when he's Superman.
Huge for Superman.
He's
who was the dude from Lone Ranger? That guy's handsome too.
Oh, Arnie Hammer.
What's he been in?
Because he and Henry Cavill were in a movie. It's called The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
But he could actually kind of act. He can act though a little bit. Have you seen him as he's the one in Social Network? He's the Winklevoss.
Winklevoss. Oh, I didn't know. He's both of them?
He's both of them. Yeah.
Huh. He's also in that movie where they fuck the peach. What is it? Call Me by Your Name.
I didn't see that movie.
It's like American Pie, but a guy fucks a peach.
Yeah.
No, but it's also about
it's a coming of age virgin story like that.
It's a coming of age thing about about a gay couple. Yeah, so it's a serious movie, but it does have the same thing.
So they pitched it. It's American Pie, but Brokeback Mountain. I love it. Greenlit. What else you got? I got this show where Donald Glover lives in Atlanta. But not for this now.
No. All right, but he fucks a watermelon. Just a guy pitching ideas, but it's all about fucking food. He doesn't have a second idea.
He's like, it's about this man who invents the cure for cancer, but in releasing the cure, he kills his own wife who has died of cancer. I love it, but there's no conflict. He has to fuck a peach, or else his wife dies of cancer. Boom. It's like that.
It's when George and Jerry are talking about doing a TV show. Like, Jerry, all right, it's a show about nothing, Jerry. But
Jerry.
he fucks a strawberry. A strawberry, Jerry.
What are you fucking strawberry for? Come on.
That's the conflict.
Fucking strawberry? No.
What we... Kramer bursting in. Listen, if you got a fruit,
hey buddy,
come quick.
Hey buddy, you ever eat a walnut? You know, Lopez, he was fucking mean he asked the other day. And then Newman came in.
Then
And was
Newman.
like, Giddy up, buddy.
Damn.
And then Lane shows up with David Putty. Yeah, I'm David Putty.
Him blowing up at that Kramer blowing up at that audience.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm gonna do that
Crazy.
movie with Seth MacFarlane. What's the name of that movie? It's pretty good. He plays a gay guy in that. Patrick Warburton.
Ted.
Ted, yeah, Ted. All right.
With the bear from Boston, that just could have been Bill Burr.
Yeah, I guess I don't care for that word.
Yeah,
Grease monkey. I never seen a monkey.
Dude, Ryan Reynolds is in there, but he's silent. That's right.
And which
He's
one?
his patch. In Ted, he like for a party scene. He's
yeah,
like, "This
yeah.
is my boyfriend. It's Ryan," but he never
yeah.
says anything. You
Oh
know?
yeah, high five.
Yeah. Or the bear calls
That's
him
right.
Wilder.
That's right, high five.
It's funny.
I know how to David Putty in me. Who would have thought?
But
Bad, decent David Putty. Trying to date me and give me love.
Wasn't bad. Like, you gotta like. I remember seeing a David Putty an interview thing. He's like, if you want to do my voice, you should bend your. You should like tuck your chin because that makes like the voice deeper. I don't think I could do a Putty.
Yeah, no, that.
Up the tier.
I think you gotta squint the eyes. I think that's what you gotta do. You gotta squint the eyes. I'm gonna do David Putty doing Robert De Niro. Just fuck, huh? Come on. No, again, how about I can do Robert De Niro in Silver Linings Playbook. I literally think we
What the
did
fuck
this.
is Silver Linings Playbook?
You ever seen that movie with Chris Tucker and I know I billed him first, but he's not the lead. Jennifer Lawrence.
I was gonna say, oh, it's Bradley Cooper.
It's Jennifer
right?
Lawrence
I
and
remember
Bradley
that.
Cooper,
Isn't that
yeah.
just about depressed
No,
people? That
yeah,
looks
it
like
is. It's literally
sucks.
it's about people who are like bipolar to mental health issues, depressed, and they like meet each other.
Damn, I want a movie about people who got diarrhea. Oh no, this is
They got
dumb.
diarrhea together. That's love,
Yeah,
bro.
this is Dumb and Dumber, I guess. Though.
Which is a love story.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to fall in love with the
Yeah,
girl.
I'm gonna go back to
When
doing.
he rips the chef's heart out in his beating.
Yeah, no, I was about to bust into what impression was I about to do?
Putty?
No.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, it's Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah.
But then I remember doing this in the last podcast,
All right.
which is why I feel like I shouldn't do it.
All right. Well, that's good.
Turn on the light.
Here, I'm gonna piss. I'm gonna hit this for a sec.
I'm gonna hit you.
Ow! If we could do the Elmo voice, but somehow like change it just enough where we can't get sued. Oh, we're doing a little Canelo action.
Oh, Canelo.
Dude, you gotta hang a speed bag in here.
No, it's probably too tiny. I hear a buzzing noise. They're gonna hear me fucking. Oh, you know, Mayweather just said he's gonna be a trainer.
Really?
Yeah, because his uncle died who was a trainer.
Boom.
Like boxing's all about like being able to like. You see that video of Mike Tyson?
Really?
The old man. Dude, Google it. Google.
Yeah. Jamie?
Mike Tyson still got it or something.
Computer Jamie? I seen him in that movie Ip Man 3 where he fights Ip Man. You seen that?
No, he's an Ip Man. It's in the first one.
He plays like a gangster that Ip Man has to fight. But what is it?
Yeah, just Google like Tyson still got it or something.
Still got it. First thing that comes up. Still got it. I don't think we'll get sound because I can turn the sound. Figured that out fine. Pretty loud for the viewers.
But you see that like up and down motion? That's what I feel like it's all about boxing, right? But it wasn't this one. Not this video. It was maybe that one. The second one?
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, this one.
Damn, look at that.
He's an old man. This is like last week. He got the old man shoes on.
Yeah,
This is like a 58-year-old Mike Tyson.
look at that beard.
Look, see how he gets up and down?
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
fucking hell, look at this. That's incredible, right? I thought that's the key to boxing. And how to like get out of the fucking way quick. Boom, boom. That's fucking get in position to fuck you up. Boom, right? Like that's an old man doing that.
Damn, it's like Goku. and
That
shit.
old man's the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. 20 years old, I was fucking bitches and killing money.
Oh, damn, that was nuts.
I killed a lot of money. Right, but he was like, I didn't do that shit, so it's so hard.
Gotta join a boxing gym or
Right,
something.
yeah, I'm like, how do you do that shit? He just went like that alligator. He's an old man.
Oh, look at that beard. I didn't know he went full beard. The face tattoo is kind of fading.
It is cool though. And I think it kind of looks cool.
I think it looks
I think it
awesome.
looks
He looks
like a horn
looks
with
like
cool beard.
Kratos or something.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking villain, dude. Make
Yeah.
this guy like a villain.
He could
His
be-
Hitmon was right where it's at.
Yeah. He speaks Chinese. Dude.
Yeah, they're looking up and down.
I know. Like, I mean, it's odd it went this way. I don't know because this is like the third one. I don't know how he ends up just fighting Mike Tyson in China. Yeah.
Look at that head movement. Boom, boom, boom. They justify
Yeah.
the kicks too with him being on a table being hired. Where he would still use his punches. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's funny where
Like they're justifying it being a boxing match still, right? Like really dope.
because he can use his feet. Because Mike Tyson doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything about kicking. He certainly doesn't have to. Damn, look at her.
That's cool. He's freaking out loud. A balloon, he popped a balloon too? That'd be hilarious.
He cuts the string. That's conclusion where the string gets cut and the balloon doesn't.
Come on, Johnny.
And she, after the glass is gone.
Oh yeah, that tattoo was pretty prime right there.
Yeah.
So if you get punched in the gut by Prime Mike Tyson, it'll
Yeah.
liquefy your guts, bro.
Oh, it would certainly. I mean, you throw up easily. But that would even be useful.
Oh, I know, yeah. Oh, there you go. You gotta get Mike Tyson on the ground. Oh, he's back up.
Oh, that's getting hell out, dude. He's like strong.
There
Oh,
you go. Hip toss.
oh. It's funny because he's the good guy. We're kind of rooting for Mike Tyson. I swear.
Mike's the best.
He's the king.
You ever see his like press conference highlights?
No.
Dude, you should go look. Back when he was like the baddest man on the planet. Some of his podcasts, like, he talked about how like, he was like how he was like scared, and he was trying to make other people scared.
No,
Like
he was
yeah, he was always like, I was so scared, but I was trying to scare people. He would be like, he wouldn't wear socks on purpose. Because he's like, because they see me not wearing socks, I think that's fucking ruthless. And that way, he's like anything to like get an edge on him.
It sounds like some weird
It's like color shit where it's like, no, I think it's some weird like color shit. Like, really? He doesn't wear socks because he's like, no, yeah, it's just gonna fuck me up. Yeah, Google like his
press conference highlights.
yeah, savage moments. That yeah, back when he was like always about conquering and shit. Yeah, he used to be Muslim.
He's in prison. That makes sense.
He's so scared. He's like,
He's not answering the question at all.
what the fuck are you?
My style is impetuous.
Dude, defensive impregnable. That means you can't penetrate him, dude.
But that would make sense. My style is impetuous, I guess. Maybe kind of. Damn.
That's college good. That's totally gonna be on TV now, right?
Before you get rigor mortis after you die. Dude,
Now, there's one where he's like talking about this girl where he's like, why are you talking? She's like, oh, I thought we were all taking turns. He's like, no, you shouldn't talk unless you want to, you know. What? Like, it's crazy. I wish I would that. Now, this is the video I was talking about.
He's talking shit on Don King.
Yeah,
Is
Don
this
King
one
stole his
Tyson Classic interviews?
Yeah, maybe.
Full Nation of Islam in this clip.
Yeah, dude, he's rocking the fucking bison. The bison.
Oh, you're bison.
Military dictator hat.
Why is
He's rocking the bison,
Why
dude.
is he dressed like a bison?